How's it going, friends and family of the internet? Welcome to the Real AF TV podcast show about fishing and random takes from the land of 10,000 lakes. I'm one of your hosts, Josh LaBaw.
And I'm Tim Wagner.
And
I don't know why I pointed at the camera.
I'm going to do finger guns at the camera for this one for anybody who's on the podcast. And we got a heck of a fishing show for you. It's the time of year when fishing news is fishing's just popping up all over the place because open water's starting and everyone's getting stoked. So we are going to talk about, in the first half, our fishing topic is going to be about angler trading cards. We're going to stay focused in that one.
All right.
And then we're just going to jump into what we're calling the random take. It's a fishing random take, which we've done before, but it's a fishing related random take. We're just going to get into a grab bag of shit.
We got some stuff to talk about. I got opinions.
Yeah.
I got facts. I got discounts.
Ooh. All right.
Grab bag.
Let's do what we do, Tim.
Yeah.
Jump into the fishing news. That's the most American thing I've seen since... Back me up, Tim. I don't got anything. I didn't write it.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking right, dude. That's it right there. In the podcast.
He's pretty damn American. Oh.
That 2x4 doesn't get more American than a 2x4.
2x4. He'd come in with a 2x4. Like sometimes he'd have the American flag too.
I was gonna say, didn't he wear the flag as a cape for a little bit and shit too?
I don't know if he ever had it for a cape, but I know that he would carry it in. He might have had it for a cape. He was an odd duck, and he just come around and smash hitting the top rope with the 2x4.
Yeah.
Then he square it up. Oh.
Classic, dude. He was a classic character. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So good. Nice one. So what this is here in Minnesota, there's been spotting of a large amount of bald eagles. Have you seen this, Tim? It's been pretty big in the news.
I see a lot of them these days, but I didn't know that there was more. I haven't been hearing, I guess.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a gathering. They had a fucking bald
for real
eagle party.
No, I didn't hear that. I do see a lot. Every time I go out, I'm seeing a lot. Glencoe, where we don't live anymore, but we were growing up.
Yep.
They have the sanctuary. There's an eagle's nest.
In it now? A wild one built in it?
Wild one built on a tree that's just outside of the fences.
Right.
So when you walk around the fences, you're right underneath the tree.
Nice.
And you can't hear them or moving around when you're right underneath them. But last time we were out there from a distance, I took my phone and zoomed in and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I can see their heads. They're in there doing that good old American as it gets stuff,
drinking beer and eating apple pie and shit. Yeah, dude.
Yep. Making babies while they're doing it.
Making babies at the same time.
Just raising them, sitting. I don't know when they do their thing. Maybe they're in the nest.
Funny
right
you
now.
Should say that. It's around right now.
Okay.
So what's going on is it said dozens of bald eagles, but the person who, the photographer that got interviewed for it was there's hundreds of them. So I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, dozens, hundreds, take your pick. There's a bunch of fucking bald eagles that were hanging out on Lake Traverse that's over in western Minnesota.
Okay.
Because of the fish kill. It was just that big.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's why it's a fishing topic. It was
easy pickings.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
For sure. So yeah, it was
the circle of life. It all makes sense too, everybody get so up in arms sometimes when they're just like, "What's up with this winter kill? Everything's dying off,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, you know, I don't know if there's a God. Some people believe there is. Some people believe there's not.
Mm-hmm.
Some, believe what you might. I don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much stuff that seems to be like some sort of a plan, like all
Mm-hmm.
the fish die off and they're like, is it bad that we have all this fish die off? And it's just like, I think the lakes are going to be fine. And this was just we need to hook the eagles up kind of thing,
There's
Just,
like there's seems because I'm with you too, dude. Like what you were saying about the bald eagles, I've been seeing more too for sure. And
yeah,
it is not a like, well, I'm just more observant now. Nah, I was a kid in the
yeah,
90s. I had nothing but time to do
right,
is stare at the fucking sky. Trust me,
right.
there ain't that many. I've lived in the same area my entire life, and I can tell you, there's more, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
mean,
you.
it
Like they've
seems,
made their way down. The whatever conservation efforts have been putting on the bald eagles seems to be working from my perspective.
yeah, because for sure it used to be back in the day, you would be looking around and every once in a while you'd see one like, how cool is that? It's an eagle.
Yeah,
And now it's like every
majestic.
time I drive anywhere,
Yep,
it's still super dope to see them, but it's
it
like,
is.
there's one, there's
Yeah,
one.
they're amazing birds. That's no doubt.
Yeah. A little bit later,
Size.
you're like, there's two more. Look at that. We saw four today. That's a good day.
Right, right. Yeah, we saw four
Yeah.
today. Uh huh.
Did you see that video of, again, not a religious man myself, you could believe what you want, but the guy was talking about God. And he's like sitting there on the edge of the lake. And he's
Okay.
like, I just come out here and I see this eagle across the way. And he's like, sometimes I pray to God and I say stuff to him. He doesn't answer my prayers. And I'm just like, God, if you can hear me, just let me get close to that eagle. I just want to get close to that eagle today. Don't let him fly away. And then he like turns the camera and the fucking eagle landed on his shoulder. He's he's got like the camera like not showing the whole thing and he pans over and the eagle's literally sitting on the shoulder.
How in the fuck can you
I
even
don't
manage that with those claws and the weight
I
of
don't
that bird? Oh my god.
I don't know, dude. It's crazy to me, but that's his thing where he's just like, I mean, you can't get no closer than this, So
That's wild.
that's his thing of like, God answered my prayers,
Right. Right.
where it's like that is like I've never seen that happen before. So
Right.
it is an extreme coincidence at the least,
Right. Yeah.
But if ever you're like on the fence, that makes you go maybe. But I see a lot of videos that also make me say maybe about ghosts and aliens. So it still doesn't mean I know anything.
Oh yeah. So what you were saying, like maybe this is just like a gotta hook the Eagles up situation.
Yeah.
Because yeah, everything you said is what the DNR was like. Yeah, man, it's fine. I mean, sure, this is an extreme situation because this winter is gnarly and
Right.
like I've been working at the DNR, the DNR officer that was interviewed for it. And by the way, if you don't know, go over to YouTube, youtube.com/@realaftv. Remember the @realaftv now. I'll have the link in the description. But the DNR officer that they interviewed, he's like, I don't know, I've been doing this 35 years. And yeah, this is like definitely extreme. I've never seen a winter like this in 35 years. So sure, this is odd, but like, it's fine.
It's
He
fine.
didn't say in
Yeah.
those words, but when when I read it, that's what I hear.
Right.
He's just like tons of algae. This winter's super warm. Like algae
Right.
numbers are insane like this on a clear lake like Traverse. So
Yeah.
shit happens.
Exactly.
Of course, these
what
eagles
I
are
was
going to
gonna
show
say.
up.
Those words. Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like he just because he's in like talking with the media and stuff and can't say exactly what he wants to say.
Right.
He's trying to be proper.
Right.
But in short, he's going, is it odd? Yes. Does shit happen? Also, yes. I
Right. Right.
If it happens a couple of years in a row, then we got issues. But right
Right.
now, whatever, just
Roll
you're
with it.
fine.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like they died because somebody put chemicals in the water.
Right. Yep.
They died of natural causes.
Yep.
They're not
And these eagles are
poisoning the
like, that's
birds they're
good fish.
feeding.
That's perfectly good fish, man. I'm
Yeah,
fucking eating
yeah,
that. I got
exactly.
babies to care for right now.
That lets you know too that the fish is good. That all the eagles are just like,
Oh yeah, good point.
we're all eating it. It's
Right.
fine.
Right.
So yeah. And I know they got some shit with their stomachs they can handle a little bit more. Now that like the stuff's thawing out, I'm sure you don't have long before it all goes bad too. So that's
Right.
probably why the
Right.
eagles are all there too, because they understand.
Yeah, I agree.
Got to get
They
to
know
eating while
that
the
like
eating's
we got a
good.
limited time here.
Yeah, once it warms up, this shit's gonna go south. But for right
Right.
now, it's in cold water, kind of staying refrigerated. It's not that bad for us.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna be all right.
yeah, it's crazy what they can handle.
It is.
Some of that stuff, like, and the dogs and stuff too.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
they can eat some wild shit, dude, and just
Oh,
like
for real.
get like a stomach ache and have a bad runny shit. Just be like, whew, not eating that again. Like, I think we humans would die from that shit.
Right.
I
For
don't think we
real.
would make it at all.
Right. Like you'd be struggling if you did. Just like weeks of recovery.
Right. Yeah. If you didn't go to the hospital, your chances would be low. Every,
Right.
everybody around you would be like, "Are you okay? You just clammy and sweaty all the time."
All for 2 weeks minimum.
Yeah. And these dogs are just like eat something bad, and the moment they see some good food, they're like, "Yeah, my stomach's fucked, but I'm not passing up this whole pizza."
That shit came from Pizza Luce's. I'm eating it.
You kidding me, bro? A whole pizza? Not, not on your life am I passing this up.
All right, dude. Let's jump into some what is this called? Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Yeah. Okay. Still at Real AF TV on YouTube. We're not really in the shorts game, but we did make a short. It was all right. But that's where all that at Real AF TV stuff comes from. You know, the at name on YouTube came from when
Yeah.
they started dropping those shorts, which are it's a great format. Hopefully we get on more. Who knows? I just want to let everybody know youtube.com/@realaftv. What's up, Tim?
I was just gonna say that was one of those moments where I should have said pause. Because when you say dropping them shorts, oh man.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry. That's what I was laughing about.
Yep. All the podcasts, you know, wherever, iHeart, Amazon, Apple, all that stuff. But remember, Spotify and Apple allow for reviews. Apparently, Spotify allows for reviews. Spotify's got comments now. And don't forget, everybody, if you're on Google Podcasts, that is going to die in April. You got to get over to that YouTube Music app, I think it runs on right now. Because we're on YouTube and we're in the podcast feed. So you can go to the music app and we'll be there. You can like and subscribe and all that shit, I guess, as far as I know. But the cool thing that I noticed is you can turn it on video or you can turn it to just audio. And because we're a podcast and we do video and audio, it doesn't matter how you do it on YouTube. It just will stop eating up your data if you turn off the video. So
Yeah.
like, I think that's what they're going for. I don't know. I'm not a Google spokesperson. I'm just telling you, try to how enjoy the Real AF TV podcast. If you're sharing it, remember everybody, or if this is your first time, thank you, welcome. Every other week, podcast comes out on Monday, and then on Wednesday and Friday on our week off, we split up the topics. If you're watching or listening to this one on the 25th when it drops of March, yeah, I didn't get the splits out. They'll get up there though from the last podcast. Sorry about that. We'll just say that's work related and move on realaf.tv/contact is where you can find us. If you just go to realaf.tv, you can get all the shit right there. It'll just send you to whichever podcast feed and stuff like that you want. It's pretty easy. It's kind of like it's the traffic director, if you will, for Real AF TV. Tim, you got anything for housekeeping? Should we just move on?
I don't think I do got anything for housekeeping. I think you hit it.
All right, man. Well, let's
do
it. Fishing
splash.
topic. Angler trading cards. Now, without getting into it too far, without getting into the weeds, because I want to save this for another random take, another day.
All right.
You got pretty big into trading cards again recently, right? Did you ever drop off also?
Yeah, so there's been moments of drop off, and I really regret it because there are years where there were people coming out that I just don't have, and there's no reason I shouldn't have had those. I should have at least tried to get the rookies for some of the years because I've always been a fan.
Yeah.
And I think the popularity fell off with my want as well. But now COVID kind of brought it all back. Everybody had time to just sit around and look at stuff, and they're like, what's this worth? And then everybody started wheeling and dealing. Yeah, it's crazy. So people started pulling out their new old stuff and started realizing
because
everything.
People were just sitting around at home, so they fucking started digging through their shit. I never thought about that.
Yeah. And I guess I missed the wagon a little bit when Kobe died, because apparently all of his stuff was selling like nuts when he passed away. And then the market for it went down. But I have a Kobe rookie card.
Holy fuck, dude. No shit.
Yeah, I got a Kobe rookie card, and Kobe and KG and all those guys were in the same time frame.
Yeah.
So I have a Kobe rookie card and a KG rookie and a Tim Duncan rookie.
Fucking A.
And then I got Hideo. I don't even have that many baseball cards, but I have a Frank Thomas rookie. I have a Mike Piazza rookie. I have Hideo Nomo. Yeah, rookie. So I got some dope rookie cards.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I have to go back through mine to see if I got a Hideo one, because I think I do have a Hideo one. We were kind of getting in the weeds, but we'll get out of this and we'll get out of here in a second. We'll have to talk about Frank Thomas more, because he was my man. He was the one I was collecting when I was a kid. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the card that I have in really good condition is worth a ton, and mine is not that great condition. I don't even know how I got it. I don't remember opening a pack of those. I'm just I don't know how I got this, how I scored this one, but it's banged up a little bit, so it's not worth what the other ones are. So that one's a hold on to it until the rest of them are out of circulation, and then you can be like, yeah, I mean, mine's not great, but I have one, and then
but I got one.
I'll take it. But yeah, there's I kind of fell off in some of the years and then got back into it in some of the other years, because I can really pinpoint when I stopped and when I started by whose rookie cards I have. I don't have Kobe was way before LeBron in them, but I don't have LeBron and I don't have Steph Curry. Those guys, their rookie cards, even just random ones, are worth a ton. And the same with football. There's some football players where if I would have had their rookie cards back when they came out, it would have been great to have. But I wasn't as into football cards as I was in the basketball cards.
Right.
But I got some good football rookies too. But then when you get, missed out on so many that were in our era of when I was collecting cards.
Yeah.
That it's man, if I just would have a couple years later, those, $4 or $5 back then, it was $3-4.
I know.
I remember seeing the cards back in the day. I would see the packs where you'd only get 6 cards, and it'd be
Mhm.
like $5 for the pack. You'd be like, God damn, dude. Only get
Right.
6 cards for $5.
What a ripoff.
Now it's like now there's like 4 cards for $8. You're like,
God
oh
damn.
shit. Yeah, but it's not always like that. But
But
you know,
yeah.
the some of them sell for so much more. But yeah, there's some times where I was like really kicking myself. The same with Pokemon cards, dude.
Oh,
We were there when Pokemon cards first came out, and I
yeah.
knew some people who had like the first edition
The
shit,
first, yeah, like the OG,
like
like
Charizard.
for lack of a
Yeah,
better
dude.
way of putting it, the red and the blue edition.
Yes, exactly. And then you got these people that I remember. I'm not gonna drop his name,
No.
but we knew a kid. You knew who he was too because we worked with him,
Yeah.
and he was a real loser. That he got into a lot of trouble. He did a lot of stupid shit, but he
Oh.
had those Pokemon cards,
Oh,
and
fucker.
I remember him saying like he's talking about his like he had the freaking hollow Charizard, and I don't know if it was the
Oh,
first edition, but that card is
yep.
worth so much damn money now.
So much money.
That's like one of the most expensive cards out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth so much more than a lot of the different basketball and football cards and stuff, and it's crazy. And we were
Yeah,
there for all of it, and
we
it
were.
wouldn't even costed us that much money to
Mm-mm.
get a lot of these cards.
Right. It didn't. No.
And I just back then I was like, I never could have seen it.
Yeah. No.
You know?
I don't think that we ever doubted that Pokemon was something cool, but like
Right.
for me at that point, trading cards had started to fall out of my like mindset or like my vision,
Sure.
and uh I knew Pokemon was going to be big. I just forgot then
Yeah.
how much this was going to mean to us as adults when it came back.
Yeah. Well, one thing I
You know what
thought
I mean?
too, yeah. One thing I thought too back then, and like I didn't see, I remember seeing the packs too in the store, but Topps Chrome
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
had Pokemon cards.
No, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
They weren't around that long, but they weren't Pokemon cards like what we have, like where it's the actual trading card game.
Game, yeah.
It was just cards that had the Pokemon on them, like
So
the
they were
number
just
of the Pokemon.
trading cards. No,
It
no
was just
minus
trading
the game.
cards. 100%. Yeah. So back then it was
What the
like,
fuck?
why do I want these? And even the card game, I was like, how are these ever going to go up in value? Like in my brain, I'm like, you got these other people, the rookie cards, and they're going to
Right.
come and go. You get new players all the time.
Right.
And I was just like,
How's this
Charizard
game?
is forever. This will be
Right.
here. They're going to keep making it.
Yeah, and they're
And I
also going to
never,
keep playing this game. Like people are going to play this as a game. They're playing
yeah,
cards. They're going to play it. They're going to bang them up. They're going to do whatever. And yeah, no, I'm
yeah.
with you. So
So I
without,
just
I think
never
you're
thought,
giving us a good transition here.
okay.
Let's bring in a session called "What You Drinking."
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, which I'm drinking. So I heard a guy that I work with uh told me about this the other day,
Okay.
and I'm kind of talking about whatever, and he's like hitting me with, you ever try this or you ever try that? And I'm like, yeah, I've
You
had
ever
that.
seen the back of $20 bill, man, on weed?
Yeah, you ever seen it on weed? That's how you gotta think about it, bro. No, so he goes, you ever had Jack Daniel's honey? And
Okay. I
I
love
said,
Jack
yeah,
Daniel's honey, by the way.
yeah, I've had Jack Daniel's honey, but I was like, you know, nothing. He's like, that's my favorite. And I'm like, okay,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
And
I say I love it, but that's just me going like I can drink JD honey, like
yeah,
on the rocks or like
ooh,
a straight shot, just sip on a
yeah,
straight shot. I like that because JD, I don't. It's a good flavor, but
yeah,
it's so unique. I don't get into it. But that
Sure.
JD Honey it just brings it to a next level where I'm like, you know what? I like this.
Yeah. And the Jack
JD's
Daniels
fine,
is,
but JD Honey is like, I like it.
yeah. But it is definitely unique because it's that sour mash. You don't get that sour mash whiskey a lot.
Mm,
And I don't know what
that's
that means, but I know it tastes different than any of the other ones.
mm-hmm.
So that honey, not that big of a deal, right? Jack Daniels honey, you've had it, I've had it. We're like,
Right,
okay,
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but I only mix it. And I'm like, yeah, like Coke or whatever. I was like, whiskey Coke's like my go-to too. And he goes, no, I drink it with Dr. Pepper, but that other kind of Dr. Pepper. I'm like, what are you
What?
talking about?
Other kind.
And then he says, Dr. Pepper cream soda.
What the fuck, dude? That
I didn't even
exists?
know it was a thing. I know I had to go search it out after he said it. I was like, all right, dude. I didn't even know that was a thing. He's like, yeah, Dr. Pepper cream soda and
Where'd you
honey
find
whiskey.
that? At the last Tom Thumb on Earth? What the fuck?
I had to buy a 6-pack at Hy-Vee
Okay.
in the cities. That's where I found it. But yeah, he was like, Dr. Pepper cream soda and Jack honey is my favorite. And I was like,
Okay.
you have sparked my interest, sir. I'm
Yeah,
trying
dude.
that.
Uh-huh.
So I have never tried it before. I have I've had the honey and this. First off, you know what I should do? I've never had this.
I was gonna
What's
say,
this
have you
like?
tried that? Yeah, that Dr. Pepper just straight by itself. You got to do that.
There's so much flavor to Dr. Pepper. There's
Mhm.
not that much difference.
That you
It's
can't
hard to
tell the
tell.
difference. Yeah, I was wondering. That's why I wanted you to try it, because I was wondering if you were gonna be able to tell, because I just don't.
I can.
There's so much fucking flavor to Dr. Pepper. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's like you can tell, but it's more like on the back end.
okay.
It's like that cream soda flavor is just kind of there a little bit, but the
Okay.
first sip is so much, like if
It's
you
just
had
Dr.
this
Pepper,
at
right?
somebody's house,
Mhm.
I think somebody might sip this and just be like, this Dr. Pepper is good. What did you do to it? It seems like
Mm.
maybe there's something a little bit different. I think it's almost like, like if you have like a root beer float,
Mhm.
if you made like a Dr. Pepper float
Oh yeah.
and then finished all that and then filled up that same glass with Dr. Pepper again. There's just like that remnants of like
Uh-huh.
vanilla there or something.
Sure.
But yeah.
All right. Well, tell us what I don't know, mixed drink. It's not a cocktail.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
For real?
It's not like it's like I'm not drinking alcohol.
Whoa. Just like, whoa. And you poured it heavy?
Not heavy, but there was enough in there that
But good.
what the fuck? It's like it's not there.
It just is like the alcohol's completely disappeared in it.
We'll see. Stay tuned. Maybe I didn't stir it good enough.
I don't know. I saw you stir it, but okay. Yes.
I
Stay
did
tuned.
stir it. I did
Oh,
stir
yeah.
it.
You
I
gave it a
don't know.
good stir.
Does the honey in the whiskey make it sink to the bottom?
I don't think so, because it's not. No, I don't think so. Okay.
Dude, I'm telling you, that cream, that like back end cream with the honey
Yeah.
together, I think I'm getting a little bit of it there, but like
Okay.
that works, dude. That is
Damn.
remarkable. That is
That's crazy. I'm gonna keep my
it
eyes
is
peeled
crazy.
now. Quick Trip tends to carry some of those weirder pops like that, so I'm gonna see if maybe either way.
I
Damn.
see the 12 packs all over the place, but I didn't want to buy a 12 pack
Yeah,
because
I
a
don't want to
12
buy.
pack of pop is like almost $9.
Dude, I was just
these
gonna
days.
say it's like $9, over $9 with the tax, 10 with the tax on it almost for
Do you
one.
remember like what did we used to spend back in the day on like a
3 for
24
10,
pack?
man. We used to get 3 12 packs for $10.
I was gonna say like a 24 pack. I wanted to say that we would spend like $6-7 on.
Yeah.
And then when it got close to 10, we're like, that's getting a little bit crazy. And now it's almost 10 for a 12 pack.
Yeah.
It's just
Fucking
nuts.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck happened. Anyways, back to we're not just padding, by the way. This was something we wanted to do. It just so happened to fall here. So we're not just padding. Let's get into to these angler cards a little bit. Well, not totally in diving into the angler cards yet,
Yeah.
but here's why.
Okay.
Tim has some unopened
Yep.
angler cards that we will get to.
I got 'em.
So it's true, right? You have 2 packs?
2 packs.
2 packs. We are going to get into them. Oh, are they
Yep.
smaller than normal? Is your hand you're just tall?
No, they're
You just
probably
got big
about
hands.
they're probably about close. Yeah, they're probably about close because
You just got big hands.
this is like a Pokemon card that I grabbed because
Oh,
I was
okay.
just gonna hit it with.
For
Look
reference.
at that one, dude. My son pulled that the other day.
Oh, dang.
Freaking gold Koraidon.
Dude, that is a good looking card.
I should have recorded it. His fucking reaction. Oh! I'm like, hell yeah, bro, you get it now. You get it. Now you get it.
Yeah, dude. Okay. So this one this one came up because Tim was getting so into cards, and I was like, man, I wonder if, because B.a.s.s is getting big now, like the B.a.s.s Master, the b.a.s.s Master, the B.a.s.s Master Classic, right?
Yeah.
Is getting big. I mean, they're on, and even MLF, right? They're on Discovery and things like that now too. So like fishing is getting bigger. Fishing is getting more into that like pro realm. And so I started thinking about that and how we talk about cards, and we've talked about cards, and I was just like, okay, let me look. Holy shit, they exist. So this is a B.a.s.s Master article, which I'm actually going to put the link for this in the YouTube description also, because this topic comes totally from that.
Okay.
But so here we go. Okay. So anyways, yeah, let me do that quick. Is the thing to Bassmaster and Ken Duke who wrote this. Now, here's some fun stuff. This was written in 2024 or in 2014, 10 years ago. It was so much fun to read this article, dude, and hear him just go like, yeah, I don't know. The market's low. Trading cards are low. It's a tough market out there. I'm like, whoa, what a difference 10 years makes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why I wasn't collecting the stuff then. It was like, it felt like a waste of money, you know?
Yeah.
And I
Because it
didn't
seemed
see
like
it
no
coming.
return, like we had bottomed out, huh?
Right. Yeah, it felt a little bit like that. Like there was these people coming up with the trading cards. But also when like there's all the hype around like LeBron and Steph and them, and you're just not thinking that these guys are going to be in that like GOAT conversation and that the cards are going to come back tenfold. And even, I mean, even to like, 2015 up in that range, you weren't seeing that skyrocket. But then all of a sudden, like everything went up around that COVID time, and it just got crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah. It was definitely something that I don't think really anybody saw coming, because you're right, in that 2014, 2015 era. I don't know with all certainty, but I do believe that I know something about it.
Right.
And that is, during this time, the 2014, 2015 era, things like your Ken Griffey rookies and, Kirby Puckett, I think was, had gone, I think he'd already passed away. And so, like
right.
your Kirby Puckett cards should have been coming up and stuff like that. And I just didn't hear about it. I just didn't see it. It felt, and I'm using baseball cards, and so does Ken Duke here, who wrote the article. He uses baseball cards too as, his childhood reference.
Sure.
And it just seemed like they fell, like they were just falling flat during that time. Again, your Frank Thomas rookie, right? Like it's probably worth so much more now than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And So yeah, I think that when he wrote this article, it was like bust, total bust here.
Right.
Now,
Which I
angling
mean,
cards did not necessarily take off. Did you scroll through eBay at all for these angling cards, or was it like, hey,
I
find these
so
packs, get them, let's do the show?
I I did. I
Okay.
scrolled through. I was trying to find some other stuff because so you had sent me a box early
Oh, okay.
on,
Okay.
and I was just kind of like, "Ooh, I don't know about this." I didn't really like look into them.
Hmm.
And then I did look into them, and by the time I had found out like that's a good box, I should buy it, it was gone. And
Okay.
that box sells
Interesting.
for more. I mean, you found one that I think they were selling for like $10 or something,
Yeah,
13.
dude, and that's what Ken had in this article too. He said that he was like, I don't know, you could find like a full set for like $10. And we'll get
Yeah,
into
you
how
could.
many there are in a set and all this shit in a little bit, but
Yeah, so you could not find that same box for like less than 50 because
oh,
it has a Van Dam rookie card in it.
it does.
Yeah, but
We'll
hey,
get
you
into
want to
that.
know? You want to know what we got a chance at hitting?
I don't know what card we have, but let me take what. Okay,
When we,
oh,
I, we can.
do it.
I'll put
Teaser
that
me.
as we'll say a little teaser. This is a 1990, and honestly, the rookie card that we have a possibility of hitting in this pack, I would not have guessed that this was his rookie card
Oh,
because he was definitely fishing well before this pack came out. But
oh,
apparently, this is his
interesting.
rookie card because if you Google it, it's all you can find. And some of these sell for, or at least people are trying to sell for upwards of $1,000.
Whoa.
I
Okay,
don't know.
let's not get into it. I think I have an
Yeah.
idea because doing a little bit of research beyond the article that we did. Okay, let's get into it because okay, so these are 1990. So these are big league bass then, the packs that you have.
Yes. Yep. The
Okay, so
Big
big
Leagues
league
Bass
bass.
Collection
These
Collector's
are
Edition.
OGs, man. These are the OG
Yeah, these
in
are the first
19.
issue.
Yeah, they
These are the
are.
90. Yeah, these are the 91st issue ones. So these are
Yeah.
the ones that have the
Sick.
chance at hitting this card that like some of them people don't try to sell for this much, but some are out there being sold for like a crazy amount or at least trying to get a crazy amount of money,
Sure.
which is
Because I know,
something that you
yeah,
can.
when you say trying for anybody who's outside of the loop of trading cards or eBay or whatever, is they will list them at a really high price, and
Yeah.
sometimes that drives a false market. Maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
that's all kind of debatable shit, which we'll get into in our full trading card random topic we'll do later, I'm sure. But people will put them out there. If somebody lists it for $100 and somebody
Yeah.
pays $100 for it, that's now the market value.
Right. And I think that they put it out there sometimes at a higher value and then they can mark it down a little bit later
And then
to
get that
show
whole like
like
this used to be
now.
listed at fucking shit.
Yeah,
The
hurry
JC
and get it
Penney
now.
I like to call that the
Exactly.
JC Penney marketing campaign.
Right. Or that other, what the hell was that one that Shopko?
Oh yeah.
Shopko was like that. That's why they got themselves put out of business.
Yeah.
Everything's 50% off.
Yep.
And you go in there and you're like, it's the exact same price as
That's
Walmart.
right.
And you're like, yeah, but it's not there. It,
Right. But it's here at 50% off.
yeah. They got rollback deals at Walmart. That's different. Like, okay, whatever.
So, dude, okay, that's kick ass. I did not know that that the cards we found were first issue 1990 Big League Bass. That's fucking sweet. I lost track of it.
Yes.
Full set of these 90 cards, there's only 60 cards.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, we got odds here. I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
There's 10 in each pack, so we got 20 cards. So I mean, you could get doubles, but
Right.
we have a 1 in 3 chance of hitting the card that's selling good.
Nice.
Or at
So,
least again, what people are trying to sell.
what right. Yep. So, I got this from the article. Card number 1, cuz how cool is that, right? Card number 1.
Yeah.
Gary Klein. Is that who you're talking about? I'm guessing
That is
no, right?
not. No, Gary
Yep.
Klein is also awesome though.
Yeah, and
Gary
that's
Klein,
go ahead.
I got some the it's the b.a.s.s It's like the Bass Pro Shops Bass DVDs.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it's called. The Bass Masters or something like that. I forget what they're called right now, but I have like all 5 seasons. But they're
Nice.
excellent. I'll have to show everybody those sometime. But
Yeah.
those are excellent tools, man. It's
Oh,
they break it down and they're like by topic and stuff. And
hell
Gary's on
yeah.
there talking about a couple of different things, and he like has a section on a lot of the different episodes.
Okay.
But they all have their little segments. Like it's, cranking with this guy in 5, and he'll hit you with some crankbait tips, and
Mm.
this guy's going to show you how he works a wacky rig around the docks. But it's like each one has like different, here's what we're going to do today, here's what I'm doing, here's how I'm doing this.
Sweet.
Yeah. And Gary's like literally his setup is like the old guru in these videos,
Nice.
where it's just like all it's got like a real like Asian feel to
Mm.
the stuff.
The
It's kind of got,
guru.
it's kind of got that like music, like and it's like he's coming
Uh-huh.
in, then he just talks all like somber. I'm Gary Klein, and I'm going to teach you how to fish. And you're like, all right, Gary, I'm all ears, buddy.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah,
I'm in
yep,
the zone, man.
yeah, hell yeah. You're in the zone. I'm in the zone. We're in the zone. Hey, I just wanted to say too, if anybody was watching, I did drink that drink kind of fast because I was curious to see if it wasn't mixed proper. It was mixed proper. It was delicious the whole way through. I am blown away.
That is so awesome.
And if you're wondering if it was mixed weak or something, it was not. I have a buzz.
FYI, I have a buzz. So
Yeah. Just if you were
there you
thinking
go.
that I'm making it up, I'm not. It's a buzz. Like that's the only way I can prove it. Just take a look. Did my cheeks get redder? Go back 10 minutes. Compare. What happened? Am I
You'll
flush?
see.
Hmm.
So in this article, it was really fun. We kind of already talked about it, but some of the fun stuff about the baseball card talk
Yeah.
was he talked about how like, and this is something I didn't think about. And well, we're gonna have to talk about it more, but I just want to bring it up here about how he's like, baseball cards taught me a lot, like negotiation, the importance
Yeah.
of memorizing things and like working your memory, because you would memorize things like ERA and who had the most home runs, and just like things like that on the card,
Right.
like the stats of the player, like you would memorize it. And I was like, yeah,
Yep.
dude, I never thought
Hell
about
yeah.
that.
The stats and the value and the rarity, how stuff can become more value because of the limited number of something that's out there.
Right.
So my son's name is Beckett,
Yep.
and part of the reason I got the idea for that name was because of how I was into trading cards when I was younger.
Yeah. Always getting
And
that
the main
packet, dude,
book,
every month.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the book that you had to look up all the cards back then, like the one that was good was the Beckett. And it was so
Yep.
big when we were kids that they had a specific one for each sport. Like it was definitely the
yeah.
one that had all the cards that you wanted.
Oh yeah.
And I always had the basketball Beckett, because
It
there
was
were some
baseball
that
for
were
me.
like,
Yep.
yeah, there was some that were always like the sports card trading, and they had all the sports, but it wasn't as thorough. It was
Yep.
leaving out some cards, or it was leaving out some inserts.
Yep.
When you got the Beckett, you knew it was the right shit.
You knew you were going to be able to find your Wade Boggs and your fucking
Hell
Chipper
yeah.
Jones cards in there.
Yes. Yep. You're finding your right ones, and you're finding the different amounts. I don't know what baseball had in some of theirs, and what cards you had, but do you remember how there was always like the times, whatever it was, when it was the like special version? Like Upper Deck had a lot of the stuff where
Mhm.
it
I think-
was like the Players Club and then the Players Club Platinum,
Yeah.
and it would show like 10
Oh, yeah.
times or
It'd
20
be like
times
times
or whatever.
4, times 6,
Yeah.
or whatever. So you'd find your, yeah. You'd scroll down and you find your Chipper Jones top Upper Deck, right?
Yeah.
And you'd
Yep.
see it's like $9.99. You're like, damn, that's not that cool. And you're like, oh, but
Yeah.
mine's the platinum. So you'd go up back to the top, right?
Hell
And you'd
yeah.
find the
Yep.
platinum, and then it'd say platinum times 2, and you'd be like, oh, it's a $20 card.
Yeah, but it was more like, so I remember this is where I learned too that sometimes you got to get out while the getting's good. And it's sometimes there's hype that has these players at a higher amount and they're
For
not
sure.
necessarily going to pan out. So if you got that card, sometimes it makes sense to try to sell it right away. And I learned that from a Damian Stoudemire rookie.
Mm.
I had a Damian Stoudemire Players Club Platinum, and at the time that rookie card was valued at like $5.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the Players Club Platinum. The
Mm.
Players Club Platinum was insanely hard to hit. That
Really?
was the only one I ever got. And that times it by like 25
Damn.
because that card was worth like $150
God damn.
according to the Beckett. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, dude, that's awesome. And then I didn't sell it, and now it's worth jack shit. He ended up being a nothing.
$8
So yeah, exactly. And with
on eBay.
the NBA and the football players, not all of them, but some of them go and make their mistakes. That's the same thing. I had a Ray Rice rookie card that was
Oh, right.
autographed,
Yeah.
and that
Shit.
was like worth a decent amount of money. And the Ravens made it to the Super Bowl, and like that's when I should have sold it.
Right.
And then he went and knocked his
Then
lady
he
out in the
knocked his
elevator,
fucking
and
girlfriend on an elevator. Yeah, like a bitch, and he
so
fucking.
it's like, yeah, definitely learned a couple of things about like sell when it's high, not be like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold on to this until it's way
So
down
the
the
wheels
road,
fall off,
you know?
dude. Like,
Yeah, some of it's
right.
like you got to sell when he's at his high point, and other people are excited to be like, I want to hold on to this card forever. And I was
Right.
that guy that was like, I want to hold on to this card. And in reality, I got to be like, I got to let it go when it's at its peak.
Right.
And
And
that
that's
kind of
something that
made,
you're learning. Like, I mean, that's like,
yeah,
dude, that's like stock market shit right there. Like,
right.
that's some
And it,
investor type shit that you're learning right there, which is a way
exactly.
to look at it in a way. I mean, in no way are we investing in angler trading cards. It's not like these things are selling for crazy.
Right.
But if you pull a hot card tonight, in a way, right?
I'll undercut those motherfuckers.
So
If
look
they're
at
out there,
eBay on the
yeah.
25th.
If they're
You
out
don't
there
know.
trying to sell it, if they're out there trying to sell it for 1,200, I'll throw it up there for 999. You know, I'll be
Right.
like, I'm just under that 1,000 mark. You can come get this thing for $999, and I'm not, you know, probably I won't be real serious about it. These are the kind of
Sure.
things where it's like these anglers are probably going to be holding their value, especially a guy like who we're trying to hit here
Mm.
because of who he is and his legacy living on far more than a lot of these other fishermen.
Okay. I really think I know what you're talking about, but we're going to keep going.
Okay.
So only for 1 year. This is also what's cool. And this, I'm not trying to build a hype. Like, I'm not hoping that we build hype for the angler fish trading or the angler trading card market. And then, we're able to sell off these decks and fund real
Oh,
AFTV for the
right.
next year or some shit. But in a way, I'm like, this is genuinely how this happens because I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you got. But it's so cool to learn like, okay, you got first edition basically of angler trading cards, which is a very
Yep.
limited time that these were ever made. In fact, Big League Bass for the 1990 edition that you have 2 packs of
Yeah.
right now was the only year Big League Bass existed
Really?
because in uh so it was the first year, 1 year of Big League Bass, and then it changed its name to Pro League Bass the very next year.
Mm, that makes more sense because I was gonna say like I seen some other cards that looked a lot like this, but I couldn't figure out what was what and who was who.
Right. Right.
Like it's all the regular fishermen that you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I was just like I don't quite understand what's happening here.
Right. And so Pro League Bass actually went on they got 2 years.
Okay.
But before I get into that, there are other cards out there. And the article read like but sponsors are just making these cards. Chevy's giving their
Okay.
pro a card
Yeah.
because that's what they can sign and give out. It's like their business card, right?
Sure.
But Chevy paid to have one designed and printed a few thousand of them, whatever, no big deal.
Right.
Like Yamaha, like all the
Yeah.
names
I
of
got some of
fishing.
that. I got some of that shit.
Do you?
I got a handful of Cub Food Rod Carews.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So those are out there, somewhere, and whatever the value, put whatever value on it. But obviously they're sponsor cards and they're going to, like the Cub Food ones. It says Cub all over it, doesn't it?
Yeah, up in the corner, it's like Cub Foods.
Yeah.
And then like at the bottom, there's like a bunch of different kind. It was like celebrating Rod Carew, so they're all Rod Carews,
Uh-huh.
but it's like each one's like, this catch,
Oh.
does hits this ball or whatever,
Yep,
just
yep,
like
yep.
that one little,
His 100th
it's
hit.
yeah, it's
His
like
60th home run, like shit like that.
yeah, it's like if you made like yearbook pictures into trading cards. Is what they are.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
love that. So one thing that changed between Big League Bass
Oh,
and
dude.
what?
Can I say, sorry to cut you off, but I
No,
just
no,
thought
no.
of another one that I have.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I know that we'll talk about like cards another time, but when I was a kid, Halloween, I loved Halloween so much. I still love Halloween now.
Yep.
But back then it was so much different, all this other stuff. And I got so excited do you remember the Gatorade cards that would come out?
No.
They had football cards where the football players would be like Halloween versions of themselves.
No way.
They'd have like torn up jerseys with like blood, and they're like a little bit like zombified or whatever. And they're like doing their normal pose, but they're like a Halloween like Gatorade version of the card. Dude, I loved them. They were the shit.
I just had to get my pen there because I'm going to write down that as one of the key words. Halloween Gatorade cards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Gatorade, but I know there was Halloween cards that were like the different athletes, and they were just like
It's so funny.
Yeah, weird Halloween version.
I feel like I have a memory of that, but like not strong enough to be like, It's great.
Yeah. I don't even remember how you got them, but I have some.
Probably got them trick or treating. They were just handing them out. People were like, I don't know, I drink a lot of Gatorade. Just here.
They do that now, dude. Like Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, Pokemon cards make Halloween packets. I saw that.
They make special sets just for Halloween.
That's fucking wild.
It's not like it's not a big full set of like a different, because like this one that we got here is the Scarlet and Violet. Like this, I don't know if you recognized it, but that Koraidon's like the main character.
Yeah, from Scarlet.
The main Pokemon that you get, yeah. Because there's the Koraidon and the other one, the one that Sarah has.
Yeah, I can't think.
I forget what it is.
I don't
the purple
know what the name
one
of it is, but
yeah. But anyways, they have its own like spooky Halloween set. It's all those cards made just for Halloween time.
Sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
so it's
really
like
cool.
If you can't really see it on this one too well, but like down in the corner of these Pokemon cards, it says what set you're dealing with.
Oh.
And that one has, it's like the Halloween set.
Yeah, it'll say.
So it's kind of like along the same lines. And I don't know why that football stuff ever stopped. Maybe because it's too hard to get some of the pros to just be like, with all the contract negotiations and how they are now.
Yeah.
That should just be like, hey, we actually need you to come
so much money. And so that actually even got into so the article got into some of that actually, which this was something I was really surprised to see. The first one I was surprised to see. The other one I don't fully understand. So maybe you will. We're going to get back to, by the way, the change between Pro League and Big League. But since you brought it up.
Yeah.
This was one of the notes I made from the article. The author said there was never a Ray Scott or a Ronald Martin card? Ray Scott, the founder of b.a.s.s,
Yeah.
never had a card, and he said like maybe they wanted too much money, and it's like maybe if you can't afford
Oh,
one like
maybe.
a legend, maybe your business model's not going to work out.
Yeah. Was it Roland? Roland Martin?
Roland, what did I say? Sorry.
Ronald. That's
My
okay.
bad.
I was
That
just
was me
like,
just being a
is
bad
that
reader. Roland
no?
Martin. Nice.
You're
Nice
good. I
there.
was just I was just trying to make sure. I was like, I don't. Is that like his dad or something? And sometimes because sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
all the Linders are. You got Al Linder's the big one that we know, but his dad was big time before Al was big time,
Mm-hmm.
and I forget what his dad's name is. But now his brothers and like I don't know. It's the whole Linders. Like it
Mm-hmm.
trickles down. I don't know who everybody is.
Right.
But now Al's like barely a part of it. You got all the younger Linders are the main ones,
Sure. Yeah.
especially
But
when you're talking
yeah, no,
about
you were
tossing
right.
for muskies because Al's
Oh.
not out there hucking giant baits around. You got to have the young kids out there throwing
Right.
that thing all day.
Yep. Fucking wears
So,
you out.
yep.
So yeah, Roland Martin. So you obviously knew who that was. I'm not sure
Yep.
as a newcomer to like the sport of fishing, not the recreation of
Oh,
fishing
yeah.
so much, but you
Yeah.
knew who that was.
Roland. Yeah. Roland is famous. Famous,
Okay.
famous. Yeah. He's
So
up there with some of the biggest names.
yeah.
He's
Yep.
bigger than Klein for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Klein was again number one on this 1999 and these 1990 packs. So
Right.
yeah, I get you. So yeah, the author was kind of like, I don't know, is this going to work out for you guys? Obviously,
Right.
it didn't.
Yeah.
But also part of this is I wonder if it has the possibility of making a comeback with how big cards are right now, with how b.a.s.s is really making an impact on the FS1. I'm
I
kind
mean,
of starting to go like, I don't know, man.
there might be a
I wonder if someone's in the negotiation. Like, if you had to guess, who's the card company right now? Because you know more about card company. Who's the card company talking to b.a.s.s right now?
I don't know who would be doing it right now, but Panini rules the roost when it comes to like football and basketball
Okay.
for sure. And I think also with baseball for the most part, like you got Tops.
Yep.
I don't know if Upper Deck's even a thing really anymore,
Oh,
but like
really?
when we were a kid, there was Tops and Upper Deck,
Yep.
and Panini was out there, but it was like not as well known, and there was
Yeah.
like Pinochle and all this other stuff. Panini, I don't know how much Panini owns. Panini might have owned all that shit too, and we just didn't realize it back then.
Sure.
But Panini owns everything now. Like
Okay.
Prism, Select, uh um Optic, like Score,
Oh.
all that stuff. It's all Panini.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all owned by Panini. Like
Some of this I only
there's
recognize from you, but Score, I remember that.
right, Scores the
I think they
Scores
might have
like
always
the
had hockey. That would be
Scores like the more
maybe.
generic stuff,
Yeah.
like
That also explains it.
Score
That's my childhood.
Score yeah, Scores like
More
the lower
generic.
end stuff that was always available at like where like when we were kids, it's still kind of the same way today, but like most get like grocery stores that you would go to would have packs of cards
Packs.
in every aisle, like at every checkout. It was
It
popular
was that
enough. It
checkout
was at
shit.
every single one of the
Yeah.
checkouts.
Oh, yeah.
And now there's always just like a special place where there'd be like one box, but it used to just be like an open box
Yeah.
where you could grab like a pack.
You just go grab like 2 or 3 packs for $4
Yeah, dude.
of
I
scorecards, at least.
remember you could get the
Pretty
bazooka
cheap.
ones where it was just like cartoon characters and you get like a piece of bubble gum.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the fuck those were about or where they went or what.
But the
But I
gum
remember you could
sucks,
get them.
dude. The gum was so
Yeah.
grossly dried out by the fucking paper that it was packed
Yeah.
with.
And I remember that there was, every once in a while you go to like the grocery store with your grandma and it'd be like some weird grocery store because you were in her town and they didn't have sports cards, but they had those bazooka cards. And she's like, "Do you want something?" And you're like, "I guess I'll get these lame ass fucking bazooka cards." because it
Sure,
has gum in
Grandma.
it. Yeah, we'll see what this is. And you get them, and you're just like, this is stupid as shit. Now they're probably worth something. I should have held on to them. But at the time, I'm just like, this gum sucks. These cards are stupid. Should have got a pop.
Oh. Oh, that's great. Okay, so back to the cards quick, because Big League Bass turned into Pro League Bass after 1 year,
Okay.
and it became a 92 card set, and it was no longer just b.a.s.s. pros. They also had 6 women from the Bass and Gal tournament. Never heard of it, but cool. Bass and Gal Tournament Trail. That was a direct quote. I don't know what that means, but anyways, we'll just call it the Bass and Gal Tournament. So there were 6 ladies in there, and a few specialty cards of notable, like Tom Mann and Doug Hannon.
Ooh, Tom Mann, Doug Hannon, or
maybe it's Hannon. So I pronounce that as
I don't know him.
But Tom Mann, not a pro, right? Not a pro angler. So he must have been like a personality, or must be a personality still.
Well,
see, this is where I show my lack of like investment in the sport of fishing.
There's Mann lures.
Oh,
so I wonder if he created those lures.
Mann.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. You hit up the Google machine on that one quick, and Doug Hannon is Hannon. So I don't know.
Oh, well, that's not him. The first thing that popped up was a guy that was born in 1856.
Not the guy we're talking about, right?
Yeah, and it's definitely not this other dude either.
But he had something to do with bass, obviously. Because
I found him.
Because it was Pro League Bass. Again, these are bass cards. Like, they're very much about the bass scene.
He was a personality, and he hosted he was a co-host of a TV show called Tom and Tina Outdoors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's in the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So it says, when the lake came to Nations, Tom Mann was ready to supply them with needed lures to land one of those, his famous Little George tail spinner. So I think he did make
it. Sounds
lures.
like it, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of glazing over this real quick. But
go ahead and just skim that a bit.
Okay.
While I get into the 92-93 set. So we got Big League Bass in 90, last 1 year. Now we got the 90, 91, 92 switching over to Pro League Bass. And then we get into the 92-93 set, which was the last year already for angler trading cards. This one had 100 cards. So we go from 60 to 92 up to 100 cards. 92-93. So this rules out who you maybe have been talking about from the 90. I think it should rule out one person.
Okay.
Because the 92-93 set of 100 cards, that should have been where KVD's rookie card was.
Correct. That was the one that you had that box of. And that's the one I should have bought. Yeah. So that's where the KVD rookie card was.
That's where the KVD would have been.
Yep. So or that does rule out them.
But it more than likely would have been.
There. But hey, I do gotta say real quick this: when he began his manufacturing business in 1958 with $5 on his kitchen table.
Nice.
So definitely, Mann is the guy that made the Mann lures.
Nice.
Yeah, and it says that he also competed in bass and fished in the 104 Bass Anglers Sportsman Society tournaments, or 104.
104.
Sorry.
Yep.
104 Bass Anglers tournaments, taking home over $36,000. When compared to today's dollars, that would have been in excess of $700K.
Yeah. I was just going to say, he's working toward a mill, isn't he?
Yep. And it does say he also qualified for 7 Bassmaster Classics.
Holy
So
shit.
yeah,
But he
finish
was never
it.
officially like a Bass Pro. So he wasn't on the Bass circuit ever, I think it's what it
Yeah,
sounds
I'm
like.
not quite sure
Kinda.
because it says it has the distinction of finishing in second place in the very first Bassmasters Classic.
Okay. Yeah, but
So he
people could
came
get
in.
classic and not be in the
Right.
series. So I
Yep,
think, yep. So that's
yep.
why
But I
the
mean, like
article
that,
was as it. That's why the article was written is like, oh, this wasn't a pro, but they're notable people
right?
of the
100%. Like
yeah. Okay, that
if
makes
you
sense.
made a lure company and you came in second in the first Bassmasters Classic, you're kind of a legend, you
Yeah,
know?
that kind of yeah, you kind of locked it in there.
Yeah, I didn't know your name, but I knew your lures. So, good day, sir. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, dude. So
These things are
that
sneaky. I don't know if that's something. Good day, sir. What?
you've done it before too.
I know.
Um,
I've done this
the
before too.
this that's it. I mean, there's not a ton out there on angler trading cards,
Yeah.
but we got some.
You want to know who's in this motherfucker?
Is it
Who we
Bill?
got a chance of?
Is it Bill?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
It's
Yeah,
Bill.
dude. It's Bell.
Bill, I can dance. Is it? There's a chance Bill Dance is in this 1999 or
Bill
1990
Dance's
League Pass.
rookie card.
How in the fuck could it be a rookie card? That guy?
I
Are
don't
you?
know how it's a rookie card, dude. We went to the uh Bass Pro Shops in Tennessee, the Big Pyramid, and there's like a whole shrine of his, like a legitimate boat with like a wax sculpture of him standing on it. And
Yeah,
he's got
dude.
like a fishing book where he's got like a full head of hair with no hat on and stuff. And he's so young, it doesn't even look like him.
That's
And this rookie card
awesome.
like looks like Bill Dance. Like he's old enough that it's not somebody that you'd be like, who the fuck is that?
Oh,
But I
dude.
guess it's his rookie card, and I mean they're trying to sell it for silly
It's
amounts of money in certain
it's
spots.
all over now that you say that. I your vague descriptions really thought, really pushed me towards like this is gonna be Bill Dance.
Yeah, this
But
one is a 8. It's the Hall of Fame one. I don't know if there's all Hall of Fame or whatever, but it shows Hall of Fame Bill Dance, and I don't know if it's like just the
so
first time he ever got his like card.
are you on eBay right now? Like what do
Yeah,
you
so I just
oh,
looked at
okay.
eBay,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is from Rare Nostalgia. Is the
The
seller?
username.
I don't.
Yep.
That I guess doesn't matter much.
Right.
But this one says, like we were talking about, the money was 2,500. Now trying to sell it for 1,875, like
Wow.
$1,875.
Wow.
And that's, I mean, that's one of the higher ones. But there's another guy here, same grade of 8, trying to sell it for 4,500.
Damn. You
Yeah.
gotta be kidding me.
But then you scroll over and you have like an ungraded one, because that one's graded from, that one's an 8 graded from Beckett. There's a 10 graded from, um, brain farting on who does these red ones. PSA.
Oh, okay.
So PSA is a higher one, but
So they've been sent
and
in these Bill
and
Dance cards that you're looking at on eBay have been
yeah,
sent in and graded.
and there's another one that's ungraded. They're trying to sell for 750.
Damn.
But then, like when you click on this one, it says Big League Pro League Bill Dance Hall of Fame cards mint, and it looks like it's that Bill Dance card and everything else, and they're trying to sell it for like $12. So it's like, I
Huh.
don't know.
Yeah.
Some of it's very confusing. There's
So,
another one that's certified like from Beckett autographed, like authentic autographed, that they're selling for $200.
huh.
So I don't know. Some of this stuff
Right.
is like some people are asking way too much money
And some
and
of
just
and
hoping somebody will come and buy it, I guess.
yeah. And in a way there's like there's this there seems like a small element of like if you get one, you're gonna have to do some research and like kind of get to the bottom of it a little bit more probably.
Right.
Yeah. Let's
And
fucking open those
maybe,
cards, dude. I'm fucking
hell yeah.
itching.
Maybe they're not all first issue too. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Maybe the ones that are uh graded are first issue. Maybe those are the expensive ones, and the ones selling for cheap weren't first issue. But here we go. We're opening them up.
All right, let's do it.
I do have my little sleeves over here. I couldn't find any of the hard ones that weren't being used, but I got the penny sleeves.
Are those like the flexible plastic ones, just to protect the card after you? If you find a good one, you just slip it in there right away.
Yep.
Nice.
I mean, we're randomly talking and stuff. I just got shit laying around all the time. I got like a Jalen Suggs and a hard. If I get that Bill Dance, maybe we'll pull him out of there and
swap it.
What's up, dude?
Here we go. Pack 1 of Big League Bass.
All right.
A 1990 pack of Big League Bass being open for the first time.
This? I don't know who that guy is.
Who is that?
Oh, dude, we got the Klein on the second one? No, I don't know who that guy is.
Oh.
Mike Folk said, see, we're going to get some people that we don't know who the fuck they are.
For sure that's going to happen.
And then we got Guido Hibdon. Guido Hibdon. That's a cool name, dude.
Good name.
Oh, who's that guy? Paul Ilias. I recognize that name.
Oh, you do? Nice.
Ooh.
That Klein?
Randy Blockett. Oh, he's a rising star.
Oh.
See? In the corner. Rising
star.
In
the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Rising star right there.
These are good cards. How's the quality of it?
George Cochran. They're not bad. They're like, I mean, for 1990, they're pretty on par.
Yeah, okay. Because you remember the cards from the 80s.
Yeah. I looked at the next card with that one coming off guard. John Murray. He just looks a little bit like hillbilly. There's his bag of fish. It's just a white, clear bag.
Yep.
Things are definitely advanced. Who's this guy?
Who is that?
Zell Roland. I don't know who he is, but he's got a nice picture. Sweet vest, bro.
He's got quite the fishing vest on.
Who's that? John Bedwell. We all know John Bedwell.
No, we don't.
Of course.
I know.
And Stacey King. Stacey King's legit. I know Stacey King.
Oh, yeah? Is that a big bass he has? Like, it's hard for me to see the reses drop.
It's a good bass. It's a thick little fat boy. He don't have that big of a mouth for how big his tummy is.
Right.
So that's a fat little guy. But Stacey King, Stacey King is legit.
Nice.
He's old man, rounder now, white hair. He doesn't look like that anymore.
Right.
But he's like down south. Stacey King is who I learned to use Sprite. I think is like a lemon lime soda for whatever reason. Yeah, if you get a fish that's like hooked bad and it's bleeding, Stacey King says, you pour a little lemon lime soda in their mouth, whatever it do, it stops the bleeding. You're like, all right, Stacey King.
Yeah, dude. I love it. I just love those little things like that. But I love it on it.
All right, we got Jack Haynes, whoever Jack Haynes is. Nope. I know the picture of Bill Dance, so I'm trying to see it. Woo Davies. Who's that? I don't know. Oh, we got Jimmy. I knew Jimmy as soon as I seen it. That's Jimmy Houston.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, that boy's hairdo anywhere.
I was just going to say that hair, man. I even recognize that.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I've been saying dude too much.
Got that Bill Dance rookie card.
There it is. Get it up in there. What is that little green? I can't see it because the resolution, it's like.
Oh, that says the Hall of Fame. Like, this is the exact hall. It's here, if I try to hide behind it, maybe it'll.
Yeah.
Fix the resolution.
I got you.
I don't know if you can read that real well.
Uh-huh.
There it is. Now it got
Now it's focused in fully. Hall of Fame. Of is in the fish. Outline of a fish. Yeah. Two good ones in a row, though, too. Who was the other guy now? I totally forgot.
Jimmy Houston.
That's right. Jimmy Houston.
So we got that Bill Dance.
I recognize Jimmy's hair, but I don't know him like.
We got more cards to go. Oh yeah, Jimmy. One of my favorite clips I've ever seen of Jimmy is he's fishing with this other little boy, and they're both super Southern. But Jimmy's famous for kissing the fish when he catches them. He's the one that kisses them.
Yep.
and they're catching some fish and stuff, and Jimmy's kind of fishing in the back of the boat, and this little boy's fishing in the front, and he casts forward, and he kind of like casts where this little boy's casting, and he's like looking at Jimmy. He's just pissed. They're like, "What you up to up there?" And he's like looking at. He's like, "I'm fixing to him." He goes, "I'm fixing to hang Jimmy up." Like, it sounds super harsh, but he's meaning like I'm gonna cast, and I'm gonna get Jimmy tangled up. Like I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm not gonna let him catch my fish. Like, fixing to hang him
but
up.
It sounds real bad. Yeah, that's right. Great.
Who's next? I don't know. Jim Bitter, and this one was Stanley Mitchell. We don't know who that is.
No.
All right, what? I gotta move this next one. Who's it gonna be? Who's that?
Who is that?
Don Lavino. I don't know. He looks cool.
I was just gonna say Don Lavino's got a good look about him.
He does.
There's some.
Is that Al? No, David Warren. I thought that was Al. Got in mine. I'm looking at the little. I got a little tiny screen.
Yeah. You're looking at the small screen of your small screen
picture. That small one. It looked like I thought maybe it was Al Linder. I don't know if he'd be on there.
Linder. Yeah.
It's got a dope Skeeter hat though. Who we got here?
Yeah, it is.
What's that say? Denny Broward. Ooh, Denny Broward's legit too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, dude. And I know this last one because I've been seeing the name the whole time.
Oh, it's been
Hank Parker.
Hank Parker.
Hank Parker's big time. He's got such a big stash.
Does he? Let me see. Bring it in for me in the crowd.
This one he doesn't have the biggest stash on, but now you got to go find Hank Parker nowadays because that stash, I don't think he's cut it since this picture.
He trimmed it for that photo, and then he's like, I'm never trimming this again.
Hell yeah. Hank Parker's got some good fish out there. Hank Parker's got a clip too where he like casts out and he thinks that he's trying to catch a beaver and he's just laughing about it. Oh, it's a beaver. It's a beaver.
Okay, I already started laughing because he said he thinks he's trying to catch a beaver, and then you said that, and it just
the way he laughs about it is just like it's a beaver. Damn, dude, we hit some good ones.
I was gonna say you said that there were some good ones in there more often than I expected. That is fucking awesome. If you are on a podcast feed, you got it. I think we were definitely expressing enough in our voices, but if you want to see them, go over to YouTube. Tim did a great job, had them all up in the camera, and it was, yeah. You got that dance wrapped up now?
Huh? Yeah, it's in the little thing.
There it is.
And I got
now.
this Jalen Suggs, he's been playing really well, so I had this in the hard case, and I know I got some more hard cases someplace else, so we're gonna take that out. This one's a little bit dirty. I don't know. Give
it the old Nintendo real quick.
I think this is one of my old ones. I got so many new ones, but tonight I couldn't find them all. I know I got some at my parents' house too still.
Oh, right on. All right. So this topic went way longer than I was planning for. But part of it is because we went into it. We'll actually, you know what? We're going to take a break. We're going to jump into our random fish bag topics. But Tim's already got it.
Got it in that.
There it is.
Hard case.
Dances in the hard case. The Bill Dance Hall of Fame card in the hard case.
Yep.
That's awesome, dude. I love when it came up. Like, yeah, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh. Awesome. Okay. Let's wrap it up. Hit the break. The cards may come out again just for fun in the second half. But let's take a break, flip it over to the random take where we're going to talk about random fishing topics for a half hour or so. There's just a lot going on because open season is happening. Open water season is coming. It's open here already, which is actually early, but we can't really fish. It's complicated. That's not what we're talking about. Tim, let's do it. Hit the break.
Yeah.
Here we are, patreon.com/realaftv. That's right, patreon.com/realaftv. Real like fish and reel. We are on Patreon, and we are coming to tell you, and by we, I mean me and Tim, Real AFTV podcast here, coming to you to say we have a Patreon as low as $1 a month, but hey, you could go up to $100 if you really wanted to get crazy with it. It's there. Go over to our website, realaf.tv. You can find the Patreon link right there, or go to Patreon and look us up, Real AFTV, Real Like Fish and Reel. And we have things like, for $50 a month, we will customize, what kind of tackle is it, Tim? We have some in the warehouse right now that we haven't actually ran on.
A lure. Yes.
Lure, thank you.
Is a crankbait.
Crankbait.
Yes, we will customize a crankbait for you.
At
yes.
the $50 tier. Also, Patreon, if you're new to the whole Patreon thing, if you're on a podcast, you're probably not that new to it. But Patreon is something that you can jump in and out of. Like if you do $50 this month, bam, you get the custom lure, but you don't want to do that for the whole year. You jump down to the $5 a month tier where you're going to get early access content. You can help vote on the random take, one of the random takes for the month. And, we'll keep up with you on Patreon as well. Like just a direct Patreon contact. There's communication you do only through Patreon. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're new, there's just a little intro to it.
Yeah. And to clarify that custom painted lure is a fully custom painted lure, like the pattern and everything. That won't be just something that we have a lure that we just like write Real AFTV on.
Yes. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for clearing that up, because yes, it's a slug, for lack of a better word, right now, and it will be turned into something.
Right.
I'm not good at the whole fishing lingo, so maybe Tim, you could evaluate on that a little, or like elaborate on.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now it has no color, and I will give it color.
There we go.
It will look like a bait fish imitation of some sort. It might not be exactly colored. It might not be realistic. Some of that stuff out there that the different companies work with makes different stuff, but it will be a custom painted lure, and it won't look like dog shit. Because not to be too full of myself, but I have some talent.
You have some artistic talent. Yes.
Yeah,
very true. If you know friends and family and stuff like that got a few bucks to kick our way, let them know. realaf.tv. Scroll down a little bit, there's the Patreon link. It'll shoot you right over. Sign up for a little bit. Welcome back to the Real AFTV podcast, show about fishing and random takes from the land of 10,000 lakes. In this case, the random take happens to be about fishing too. Not the first time we've done it, but if you're coming to the Real AFTV YouTube channel on our off weeks, when we split the topics for Monday and Friday, and you're coming here for the other stuff, for the random take, when we just kind of go off, you're just going to get more fishing.
Yep.
We have some technology stuff, which is the intersection of me and Tim and the fishing and the tech, but Tim's into the tech too. And this is kind of what Real AFTV is bringing to this. Like, we kind of geeky, and we like fishing. So we're going to cross that
outdoorsy nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's a great way of putting it. Share a lunker is on the table too, because I was like, I got this reel from Tim. And it's like, I was going to say, I got this fishing reel from Tim. And I was like,
no, what's it called? Not share a lunker.
No,
it's like, I think you're saying it. I think it's backwards.
Oh, okay. You get it quick.
Yeah.
But I got a reel on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
From Tim about, what is it called again?
Oh, just share lunker.
Share lunker.
You were right. Share lunker. So I thought it was lunker.
I misheard it.
No, it's okay. Perfect.
So the share lunker thing, we're gonna get into that too.
Yeah.
And then Tim's got some deals and stuff, but like I want to pause. I don't really want to intro
Hell
this. I
yeah.
want this to be free flowing shit.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Apple Vision Pro for multiple reasons. Last
We do.
episode, we went in on VR
On the
Sports
VR.
on
Yep.
MetaQuest. You got a
Yep.
VR.
Hell yeah.
That is the reasonable VR headset for general use, in my opinion. And
yeah, because it's got the cameras so you can see out in the front too,
Yeah.
So it does a lot of what the Apple Pro can do.
If not exactly the same thing, but I'll just this is my this will be my comparison. There's a Android phone and an Apple phone, and almost always you can get a more fully featured Android phone than an Apple phone. That's the tradition. That's the way things have been. First, it started out where the Android phones were ripping off Apple phones just to try to get into the market. And then the Android phones started to take over because they were just bringing new technology to the market, and they were hundreds of dollars less than an Apple phone. And
Sure.
Now you have this situation where Apple's dropped its hat in the ring for virtual reality, mixed reality, whatever you want to call AR, all these things. They've dropped their goggles in on the world. And MetaQuest is on 3, Tim?
Yes, it's the MetaQuest 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've been really the
ones
ones
have
sort
the
of
cameras. Like it may have had a little camera in the front, but it wasn't as good. This one has like 3 different cameras in the front.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly why. I haven't looked into what is happening.
Right. But this is the MetaQuest having true pass-through AR experience.
Correct.
Now.
Yeah, once you get it set up, I can walk around the house like it's not even on. It bends the picture a little bit.
Little fisheye effect.
From what I've seen with the Apple, it looks pretty crisp, like you can't tell the difference.
Right.
But,
But that's also a video feed that you're being fed. It's not on your eyes. And I'm not saying okay, Apple has great technology. I'm not shitting on Apple at all.
No, me neither.
Because it's amazing, but they charge so much, it feels unnecessary.
The price point is insane.
It absolutely feels unnecessary in so many ways. Even for an iPhone today, it seems unnecessary when you just compare to other things on the market, right? Almost like they're not playing to the marketplace, the competitive nature of capitalism and all that shit, but not to dive down that, not to dive into economy, but you sent me Apple Vision phishing.
Yeah.
This reel of Apple Vision. First of all, I have to say one thing. That fucking dude, ew.
Yeah, you don't like him?
I did not enjoy him because he was so I'm trying to look for a word other than what I'm about to say, but I'm going to have to say it this way. Is he's so internet personality. He was raised by the internet, or he behaves that way because he knows the internet's going to like it. So whether or not that's who that person is in real life, I don't trust him at all.
Yeah. No, that's 100% what they are. And that's how they blew up. That is John B.
Oh.
And he's one of the Guggen Squad guys.
Oh.
Yeah. And I've never liked that either. To me, it's completely phony of just oh, it's right there. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You can't believe you got a fish to bite? You can believe it.
My bourbon's straight.
Killing yourself. I get it.
I fucked up. I took a swig of a straight bourbon like I was drinking bourbon on the rocks. That was melted down to shit. I fucked up. I'm sorry, Tim.
No, you're good, dude.
Keep going about the Guggen. I did not realize that.
Yeah, so that's who that guy is. He's John B. from the Guggen Squad. And what he was doing was wearing an Apple Pro, and he was going out to fish with the Apple Pro. And I don't know what he was using. It was some sort of a forward-facing sonar, and it must have an app that connects. I don't have forward-facing sonar, so I don't know, but there must be a way that you can use your phone or whatever to see the screen. And what he was doing with the Apple Vision was being able to like put that in the the
AR.
app. The
It's AR.
yeah,
It was out
yes,
in the world. It
exactly,
was in the real world.
yes,
His front facing sonar followed his face around basically because
right.
he had Apple
So
goggles on. So
yep,
it existed in the real world, but like on an 80-inch screen, 8 feet in front of him because he was wearing Apple
right.
Vision.
And he had the pass through, so he's like legitimately fishing
Yeah.
and seeing what he's doing, but that screen is there. Excuse me. Now, I think this is awesome. Honestly, you look stupid as shit. No way you're getting around that. I don't
True.
know. Like nobody else tried it with any of the other ones because for whatever reason, like you were talking about with the price and stuff, now it's become somewhat of like a status symbol where I'm going to put on the Apple and I can go out to a cafe and have it. Like if you were wearing the MetaQuest, people would be like, "Oh, look at this nerd." And people still say that with the Apple,
Yep.
but it's like they won't give each other shit because they're just like, I have an iPhone, he gets it. That's pretty cool. I like him.
Right. Yep.
But
Yep.
also, like people that are walking around with their phone on get their shit jacked. How you think you're not going to get that $3,500 thing that's not strapped to your head tightly?
Right.
I'm I'm guaranteeing that you go to try to sit out in the wild, like at a
Mhm.
cafe with that somebody that's coming by is just gonna snatch that shit off and run because
Right.
that's way more valuable than your iPhone
Then
is.
your phone. Yeah.
But when you're out on the water, you know, it makes sense to me that you don't have to worry about any of that shit.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
only crazy part is that like it's not strapped on your head like super, super securely.
Mm.
And that would scare the hell out of me trying to land
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fish. I'd just be like
Especially with
looking up,
a right.
like trying to look down. Yeah.
How do you look down at your fish, right?
Yeah, yeah, it'd be a little
How do
bit.
you properly land it with that thing on your head?
Yeah. You can look down, you know, but it'd
Okay.
still be scary as hell. Like, cause I don't have a lot of fear of it. I can feel it like sliding and I feel like I'd be able to try to like grab it if it was a problem
Like it's not a
in real
rubber
life.
band strapped to your head that's all of a sudden just
Right.
gonna get
Yep.
and
Yep.
slide off into the water.
Yeah. But over the water, I'd definitely be a lot more scared. I'm not nervous about dropping my phone much either.
Sure.
But over the water, I do grip that shit way tighter. Yeah. So, anyways, I think it's fucking cool because everybody's buying the new screen. You know, like when you're out there, if you're a
Yep.
pro, you're buying whatever, you want the new biggest screen. You want the highest resolution. You want to be able to see.
Yeah.
You
They're
want
getting
the,
big too, by the way. Like
yeah,
I've noticed that even as
yeah,
Bass becomes more as the Bass Elite series becomes more and I'm watching that they
yep,
become more technology advanced and look
yeah,
like you can just see the screen. It's fucking huge, dude.
yeah.
Like that
And
was
it
the size of the
helps.
TV I had in my room when I was a kid and I was like, "Oh
Right.
man, it's awesome. I got my own TV."
Yeah.
Now
And
it
it
just
helps
floats around in
because when
some dude's
you're,
boat.
yeah, exactly. And it helps because when you're looking at a screen, like the bigger it gets, you know, the bigger your lure gets and the bigger the fish gets when you're looking at that forward facing sonar and
Oh,
stuff.
sure. Just like, yeah, I never thought
Yeah.
about that. But like your lure is pretty small and the fish are pretty small
Yeah.
in comparison to the whole entire
And the whole
sonar
picture that you're
scan.
getting. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when it's from a distance, you're seeing that stuff. And now with that headset, it gives you the capability of having a home theater size screen impossibly floating in front of you. And I think
Which, by the
that's
way, way more impressive in real life wearing the headset than it is in the video feed. Cause he's
oh
like
yeah.
that massive screen and he's pointing at it, right? Which he's pointing into space. He
Yeah.
goes, then that massive screen right out there. And I'm watching the reel and I'm going, yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
big, but it's fucking
Yeah.
huge when you have it on, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, dude. It's like your whole living room. When I sit in it, it spans from as like way left to way right. It's huge. The screen, if you were to buy a TV like that, you would have no place to put it. It would be
It'd be
just
too
ridiculous.
Yeah.
There'd be no place to put it. I mean,
Like, how would you get it through the front door?
It would not come through the front door for sure. It would have to be like a screen with a projector, and you'd have to like set it up and sit facing the right way and all this other shit. And
Mhm.
it's just, there's stuff that is, it just makes, basically it makes the impossible in real life possible, because
Mhm.
now it's a projection. It seems
It's
crazy.
digital. It's
Yeah,
all
it's digital, but it's giving you this 3D world of where it's your world because it's using the cameras.
right.
But it puts that thing just floating right there.
Yeah.
And it's nuts when you see it,
It's
because
so
you're
fucking
like,
cool.
it literally is just a giant floating screen in my world now.
Right.
And so you've got that, and I think it's just an incredible tool, and the ability to be able to look at not only that, like when you're fishing, your sonar and your screens are down at your feet where your pedal is. So you're casting
Oh,
out, you kind of
yeah.
look at where you're casting,
Right.
and you got to look down there. You have this thing, and it's impossibly floating like just out of your sight of line, or the line of sight.
Mhm.
And now you just can look down and like look up. You're not moving your head, you're nothing. You're just like, there he is. And you can literally out of your peripheral see your rod and reel perfectly. See where you're
Oh,
at, see
dude,
what
I
you're
didn't think
doing.
about that.
I think it's absolutely incredible, like when you really
That's
give it a thought.
so cool.
But then you go into the comments of this, and I do not understand these people at all. One guy is like, the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Fishing has definitely took a turn for the worst. You guys need to change your attitudes.
My God.
I need to change my attitude. You need to change your attitude. Get with the times, dickface. Stop thinking that you're working smarter. You should take pride in working hard. Builds true character. We're having fun fishing, dickface. I work hard enough when I'm working.
When I'm working.
I'm out here having fun. I don't understand what these people are getting at. Like,
Oh
might as
my-
well stay home and play video games. I'm commenting back to half of these. Might as well stay home and play video games. I say back, at home when you catch them, you can't eat them. Fucking idiot. It says this one guy
Fucking
says,
idiot.
wait till the elderly fishing guys see this. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're all in the comment section. They're all out here just being like, back in my day. Somebody's like,
Back in my
this,
day.
this is what happens when you let tech companies take control of a sport like fishing. In parentheses, shouldn't be called a sport anymore. It's the same shit it always was. Now you have a different way of seeing your screen. It's just
Yeah.
another way of looking at your sonar.
Yeah.
We don't actually fish and know what the true meaning of fishing is. It's not fucking Christmas. It's fishing. It's not like we're out there just being like, oh, it's a magical time of year. The true meaning of fishing. Shut up, dude. Everybody has their own meaning. Some people get shit-faced and cast out a bobber and hope it goes down. Some people are out there like competitively trying to catch fish, and learn more about it. And just all this other stuff.
And some people just like to be on the boat, and when they pause,
and
throw out a line.
He says, you work for your fish, not video game your fish. People need to put a stop to this shit, or we'll run. He says, or we'll run this pretty quick. Rune, I'm guessing, is what he meant to say.
Right.
What the hell happened to the fishermen? We're the same as we always have been. I'm willing to bet. I hope that you see this and know who I'm talking about. I'm willing to bet you can't catch dick. And you're out there trying to say that everybody else sucks, and the reason that they catch fish is because they all have this new shit.
Yes.
And it's just like, what happened to all the fishermen? Why does it bother you?
Right.
I don't understand any of this stuff where they keep talking about, I'm out, this is getting control. People need to use commas too. I'm out, this is getting out of control. Fine, stop fishing. It doesn't matter. You know what else you can do? You and everybody else that's out there talking about this can do? Don't use it. It's real fucking simple. Here's an option. Just don't buy the new thing. I just got side imaging last year, and that was out forever.
Right.
We're literally talking about people using a VR headset to watch their forward-facing sonar
Right.
and fishing out there.
Yeah.
And I just got side imaging, and I'm having a fucking blast, dude. You know what else has been a pretty big advancement in the fishing world? Nice boats. Sonar
Right.
of any kind.
Right.
I can go out there with a rod and a reel with no sonar, no boat, and still have a good time on the banks of a river.
Right.
Just don't use the shit. I don't understand why you got to be like, this is ruining everything. It's not. I don't get it. What is ruining shit for you?
Right.
Are you just mad at people using technology?
Yeah,
It's
right.
like youngish
That's what it feels
dudes
like.
that are just out here being like, oh, you can't do that. No, you can. Fuck
No.
off.
You can.
And also, first off, the VR headset doesn't help you catch fish. It is literally just
Right.
another way of looking at your sonar. It didn't do
Yes.
shit except for giving you a different way of looking at what most people already have. Second,
At their feet,
that
by the
sonar,
way. Again, I just want to say that again. At their feet.
At their feet. Now it is up here and it's huge and it's beautiful and it's awesome. And the people that are just like, might as well play a video game. Do you have any idea what it costs to buy a video game that has legitimately like fishing capabilities where the fish fights and pulls?
Because
it is
we do. We've talked about
expensive.
it.
Yeah. And you're still only limited to catching those couple of fish.
Yes.
And then you're in your living room with no actual reward. You can't brag to your friends. You can't take a picture of the fish that you didn't actually accomplish anything. That's why it's still a big deal when you catch a big fucking fish to take a picture to show everybody, because it's not that goddamn easy. The pros go out there with all of this technology, and there still is a sport, because it still is a sport, and there still is competition, because just having all this technology does not make it so you're automatically going to go catch the biggest, best fish every single time.
Right.
It is advancing the sport. People are doing better than they used to in the past, but that's just how the fucking world works. You goddamn technologically illiterate idiots. If I see you in the real world, I'm just going to turn away and I'm going to put my VR headset on and I'm going to be like, you live in your world. I'm going to visit this one. I just don't understand these fucking people, dude. It makes me so mad when I pulled up this comment section expecting people to be like, this is the shit. And all I saw was hate. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I had to be like, this is cool. I really like it. And, I put on my spiel, but I was like,
yeah,
you all can't shit on this and not have anybody like it. I got to come and nobody commented. Nobody said shit back to me. Nobody's gonna, because they're all.
Because, first of all, 90% of the comment section, you would know better than me because I've been trained to avoid it because I got on the internet. The reason why I go on the internet is for video games, and everybody fucking is haters on video games, which is very, very weird because gamers brought up the internet. Like Twitch is mostly video. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm getting on a rant. Pull back here. Coming back to the real world, to the conversation at hand. And what I'm saying is I have been in different ways basically trained to like don't really read the comment section. It's usually all hate and shitty people.
Yeah.
This is just proof of that, first of all. But it is so weird to me. This is where I'm going with this whole thing. How people who are on a technology-driven platform.
Yeah.
How did you get this? How did you get here? How can you be hating on something that was built on what you're sitting on? Like 5 years ago, you were the person sitting around looking at Polaroids in a shoebox going, fucking weirdo over there on his phone looking at photos. And
Right.
now here you are in the comments doing that
Yeah.
same shit.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it.
What's the point of taking a picture just so you can look at your phone and see it again? You should be using an old ass camera and shaking that shit out so you can pin it to your fucking wall.
Right. It's fucking weird.
I
But I'm
don't.
with you, dude. I think it's fucking cool. I
I think
wouldn't.
it's cool as fuck. There's no way of getting around how you look silly,
Yes.
but it's fucking cool.
Yeah. No,
And eventually, I think it'll become the norm. People won't think it's that weird looking anymore. And I also
oh yeah.
think, just like everything else, where the processors and everything gets smaller and smaller,
Mm-hmm.
not that far down the road, we're going to have shit that looks pretty close to regular goggles. And
Well,
it
have you
won't
seen?
stand out as much.
You remember Google Glass at all?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We'll get
Yeah,
back there.
where it's just, you think so?
We'll get back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Where
cool.
it's basically just like you'll be able to have your polarized fishing sunglasses on, and then
Yeah, because right now, yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Where you'll be able to see the forward facing sonar, but you won't be able to see in the water that well. But that doesn't really help you much because you don't need a forward facing sonar when you're sight fishing, anyways. So I don't, if you have
yeah.
the ability to see your forward facing sonar up here, you're
Mhm.
probably in deep enough water that the polarization
Wouldn't
doesn't
affect.
matter too much.
Yeah.
So I
But
guess
just
there'd
to
be
make
like
a
a
point
rare,
to
yeah, no, it's a great,
combine like two
yeah,
tools or however you want to put it. That's all I'm really trying to make a point there with is like, yeah, we're going to get to the point where it's because Ray-Ban actually has some shit right now that's like got some stuff. I'm not fully up to speed on it, but like they sell a pair of smart sunglasses in a way.
yeah,
So we're definitely going to get there. I don't doubt that. You know, it may be even 5 years that we're there.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the for me, sure, when it gets down to like a pair of sunglasses, I'm cool with
yeah,
that. For me as a technology person who like lives who is professionally employed in that world, and
yeah,
then also his first major hobby is technology based.
sure,
Fishing is a reason to not have technology. And I don't mean that in the sonar way. I don't mean that in the like big screens on the boats and stuff like that.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean it like I just like to get out there and have the wind on my face and, you know, smell the water and everything like that. And I know this isn't taking away your sense
yeah,
of smell, but I am not against this in any way.
yeah,
But I would rather go out, say, fishing with you and some big screens,
yeah,
and we're just hanging out chatting without the headsets on, just to have that extra element of like interaction.
right,
Because there is still a screen, like you already said, with the MetaQuest, where there's like this fisheye kind of effect. There's still this like looking through a camera effect in a way that you can't get away from yet.
yeah, right. No, I totally get that. Like if you're out with friends and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then it does get a little bit weird, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I totally get that aspect of it. And I'm not saying like you should be doing that all the time.
For
But if
sure.
you're like legitimately
I
just
got you.
out in the water and you're like, I'm just trying to catch these fish and I'm just trying to learn,
Right.
I think it's just a super cool tool.
Yep,
I have a VR
agree.
headset. I have no plans on trying to figure out how he did that or what app he used or anything. I'm not trying to do that shit.
Right.
I just
But
think
if
it's
it
cool
just
as
got
shit.
fed into your like feed and it was like, hey, here's how you can connect your side imaging to your MetaQuest, you're going to
Yeah.
fucking do it, dude.
Right.
I would too. Even after what I just said, I would at least experiment with it. But
Yeah.
again, that's coming from somebody who gets out less than you do and
Sure.
is more out there for like, I don't know, whatever happens, happens. I'm just out
Right.
here because it's quiet.
It's quiet, it's peaceful. You're out there with nature.
Yep.
You're seeing the eagles.
Right.
You're doing not so much on the water, but just being out in nature. You're out there, as the kids say, touching grass. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
Yeah. You're just touching grass, bro. We're nerds that touch grass. I touch grass, bro.
I love touching grass.
I love touching grass. And I'll take my VR headset to do it. You know? If I want to, because fuck it. Let people do what they want to do.
Because
And don't be stupid about it.
I think it's fucking
I
cool.
literally said that in one of the comments. I was like, I think this is awesome. I kind of thought it was funny to point out, I think this is awesome. It's going to be the same as the VR was before. You're fishing and doing everything the same as you were before. The only difference is weird tan lines.
Fishermen are gonna get goggle tans now, dude. Just
Hell
like
you're just gonna have
snowboarders.
It's gonna be like
I'm used
it's
to
gonna
it.
be like a real. It'll look like you have a beard without it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know,
As
it'll
a
cover up to your
snowboarder.
hairline because it's
Yep.
so much bigger than like the regular goggles.
No,
Then
even
you
like
know,
fisheye goggles are a thing though for snowboarding
okay.
because they do narrow your view. So they started making like wide angle lenses for snowboarding, and
Oh,
remember
damn.
you're wearing a hat too. Like when you're snowboarding, you always got something on your head. Totally, the beard,
Yeah.
like the goggle tan is like a beard. Yeah, man.
Nice. Hell yeah, that's cool.
So let's
All
talk
right.
about the other thing. Talk about the other
I'm
reel
glad
you
I got that
sent
off
because
my
this
chest.
blew my mind. First of all, this kid's just going like 14 pounds, 15 pounds, bass. They're large. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I forgot that bass get that big. It blows
Dude.
me away every time.
Yeah. We don't get them that big up here, but they do get big, and
No.
it's crazy to see.
And this is sort of like, okay, before we get into it, correct me if I'm wrong,
Excuse me.
but like this is how like Lake Fork is built, right? Like this is how Lake Fork gets a reputation about what
I think, yeah,
you
Lake
think?
Fork and some of the other ones, like there's, I mean, like Lake Fork and some of the reservoirs are 100% stocked. Like they're not natural lakes,
Right.
so they're the only way fish get in there is by them putting in fish, and it definitely seems like they're trying to breed a master race.
Can you say that on the internet anymore? I don't know.
I think when you're talking about fish, nobody's gonna get offended.
God,
I mean, even
hope
if you
not.
do get offended, also revert back to when I said about fish.
Right. Because oh yeah.
I don't know. Does anybody get
Fish.
offended when you're talking about like steaks and stuff?
Dude, everybody gets offended about everything just based on
I
the
know.
last fucking topic we were talking about.
That's very true. Everybody does get offended about
So fuck it.
everything.
We're gonna keep
But
going. I was
it's
kind of
not
making
like
a joke.
it's not like I know, but I'm saying like it's not like Wagyu and Angus and stuff kind of like their own like race of a cow.
Right.
And everybody knows that the A5 Wagyu is like the best out there.
Right. Just saying.
Just saying.
Best cow.
Yeah, the best cow.
You connect the line, you sicko. No.
Yeah, we're out here trying to make these best cows in the water cows.
Water cows. For real though, dude. Water cow. That is a great way to put it. These things are fucking huge. And I think we talked about this once quickly during
Oh, really?
a news article. Like I brought up
It
a
could
news
be.
article of something. And I think we kind of talked about how Texas is trying to make like big bass. Like there's some sort of selective breeding. So this was like 30 seconds of more in depth of that though. So can you explain it for me and everybody who's like, what is it called again? I already forgot.
Sharelunker.
Sharelunker.
Yeah. So, apparently there's like different classes here, and I don't know everything about it. I didn't do a lot of digging into it.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's like they have the Sharelunker like by class 8+ lunker, 10+ elite, 13+ legend, and then I don't know. There's a 13+ legacy, but that's like the same shit. I don't know what that means necessarily, but basically, what these people are doing is this one says double lunker day. This is the 4th legacy class Sharelunker in 4 days.
Dang.
And then whatever. I guess I could give this guy a shout out because I'm just reading his thing. It says angler Scott Hines landed share lunker 667 this afternoon on at Ohio. His catch hit the scales at 13.22 pounds. So congratulations, Scott. That's a hell of a
Whoa.
fish.
No
I think it's
kidding.
huge.
In Ohio?
Um, yeah, I
What the
guess it's
fuck?
OH. Is that Ohio?
OH is Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they
Oh,
got big.
we might have
Well,
to.
maybe no, maybe not, because
Oh,
it does say
in Texas.
supporting the a future full of bigger bass in Texas, bigger better bass in Texas,
Yeah. So
which I
OH.
thought was so maybe it does say OH and then
Mhm.
IVIE. It's OH period IVIE period. So
Yes.
maybe that's like the different lake or like
I
some
think there's
lake
a
down
really
there.
fucking weird lake name in Texas that.
Okay.
Okay. So, anyways, keep
So
going. Keep going.
yeah. So anyways, what they do is that when you catch these big bass that are able to get this big and stuff, and you call them up, they'll set it up to get that bass from you. Like you keep it alive. I don't know.
Hmm.
Again, didn't look into how they, if they got somebody on call or if you got to try to keep it alive for a while or whatever. But they'll come like with a truck that has like a nice live well tank in the back,
Hmm.
and they'll take that fish and they'll bring it to their lab and they will get it to spawn out in their lab
Oh,
so they
that is
can
how
make
they do
sure.
it.
Yeah, so they're making sure. And once they get it spawned out, they give you a call back. The video that I sent you
Yeah.
was this kid releasing his fish after lunker, what the frick was it called again? Share lunker. After share lunker did their thing. So share lunker,
Whoa.
it's
So, like,
literally like you're sharing a lunker. So
it's like 2 days
yeah,
later or something. This kid gets to go release his bass.
and it might have been even longer. I can't remember, but
Right.
yeah, he
Right.
catches this
Yeah.
fish. He gets in touch
What?
with share lunker. They give him a shout out on their website or whatever. He goes, they take the bass, they get it to spawn out, and then once they get it to spawn out and they have the babies, they're like raising it in like a farm setting before they go into, like actually
To
stock
get it ready to go
these
for
fish.
stocking. Oh
Yeah,
my
but they'll
God.
go and release that fish back into its natural area, and they're saying that they take the kid out on a boat and they let him release it where he caught it. So
That's
they're not
so
only putting it back,
sick.
they're putting it back where it knows where it is. It's giving it the best chance of putting it back to where it was and
Because it should
where it'll
recognize
have
its
success.
surroundings and kind of get back
You would
in.
hope so. Yeah, I don't know
That's
what
the
kind of
hope. Yeah,
memory
yeah,
they
yeah.
have, but that's the thing. They're taking it,
That
basically
is
breeding it,
awesome.
and then putting it back where they found it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the
Dude.
efforts of making bigger, better fish. And I just was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
shit.
Dude, Texas is totally since we've started Really FTV, the more that I learn about largemouth bass and this and the sport and like the tourist attraction that bass fishing is, the
Yeah.
more that I learn about Texas and how big of a deal it is,
Yeah.
I really want to kind of dive into like, and I should write this one down, is like, when did Texas become like a bass fishing destination?
Yeah. And I mean, they got a couple of them because I did just Google too. O.H. Lake is a reservoir in Texas.
See,
That's
I
where a
knew it.
lot of
We've
these,
talked about
yeah,
it before.
that's where
I
a lot of these fish are coming out of.
Yes, I knew it because I feel like we've talked about that and fork as like two.
Mm,
Yep. Keep going.
yep.
Sorry. I'm just kind
Yeah.
of getting on
No,
this.
no,
Like, I
you're right.
fucking knew it,
No,
dude.
I ain't really have much else to say. I just Googled that that's what it was. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, you scroll down this dude, most of these fish are
Yeah.
coming out of there. And this guy's got 13.2, next guy
Yep.
13.6. These are all from the same lake.
Yep.
This next kid, 15.82,
Fucking A, dude.
coming
That's
out that
such a
same lake.
huge bass.
14.18, 13.83. This one
Oh
just
my.
says public reservoir in Texas. Doesn't say where, but 13.4. Like these are all
I
giant
think the state
fish.
record came out of that OHIV.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's another one.
We've definitely talked about it in the
13.33.
news, but not. I don't think we like. It's probably come up in topics before, but
Yeah.
like, dude,
this one says 13.33 from Fort Phantom Hill Reservoir. So there's a third that we got on there that's producing.
My God.
Yeah, 10 plus bass. And there's at least 3 that we've just heard of.
Right.
So, yeah. But another 13.13 in that OHIV. So it's like
crazy.
You got so many of these big fish and they're just trying to make it bigger and better.
It's crazy.
So crazy.
Dude. I know people in Texas. It's like it's getting to the point where I'm like, man, Tim, you get a boat. We might be driving down I-35s. Fucking A. Dude.
I would say this. If I get a boat, there's no might. We're doing that shit.
That is crazy. I can say the biggest bass I probably ever caught is 3.5, 4 maybe.
Okay.
The biggest bass I ever caught was also like near shore.
That's the funny thing about Minnesota and being like a musky fisherman also. I'm literally just going to bring down like all my glide baits and we just won't have to use a leader. It'll be the same shit.
That's so awesome. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude.
I just can't imagine pulling in one of these hogs. I love that. Like, I don't care. I'll bring what we'll call my tourist money to Texas to catch some big bass. Good for them.
Jimmy Houston got like an 8-pounder in that picture. It's got to be.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Throwback to the first topic. I love it. I love it.
Damn, dude. I didn't notice it either. Hank's got to have close to the same shit. That's dude. That's got to be around like 8, 10.
Yeah, that thing was huge.
It's a good fish, man. They're bigger than what we're catching around here.
Oh, no
if
doubt.
Not right at the state record, you know?
Yeah.
It's just what you get down there. In the hydrilla.
All right.
One last.
Yep.
Are we done almost?
No. Yeah. No, well, we're going to go into the other thing.
Yeah.
You ready? Is that what you were going to do?
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to preface this one a little bit because we've been kicking this around for too long. We need some comments, some feedback. Let us know. We're about to kick off a deals section.
Deals. I love deals.
We've been kicking this around for a hot minute now, at least a quarter of a year. And we've done nothing with it. We're going to call this the experimental part of our podcast, where we just do something. And if you're feeling it, leave a comment, please. Email us, reallife.tv/contact. Some way. If you're feeling this section, let us know, because Tim's been talking about it for a hot second. And if you're into it, we believe we can continue it on a somewhat regular basis. But right now, we ain't got a spot for it. So here's our experimental section. Hit them quick, Tim, with the deals.
With the deals.
There we go. Now we got a soundbite for it too. We'll come up with something. For reals though, I would come up with something. I would make it a section of the podcast. Like we would make up a sound bite and everything, and we'd work it into the regular podcast. If you guys want it, let us know. But anyways, I'm actually gonna timestamp this out at this. I'm gonna timestamp this out because I think that the deal section, because we're experimenting with it. Yeah, I'm gonna timestamp it out over on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah, Tim. Cool. Let's do deals. So, if I can I take over for a second before we start?
Yep.
It's that time of year again. We've been talking about it the whole podcast. If you're in for the long haul, thank you. There is open water season right around the corner, so people be doing deals. Locally in Minnesota, Fleet Farm, Mills, used to be Mills Fleet Farm. I think they took off the Mills now, right? They sold it.
I think they sold it. Yeah.
Yeah. Fleet Farm. Definitely been doing some stuff. I got some good Crush City deals. Some good. What were those that you gave me? 13 cranks. You gave me
Oh
the heads
yes,
up
the
on.
13 cranks. God dang, dude.
God damn, dude, they got me. I got 3 of the same thing, just different colors because that's all that was left. But they were all like 7-foot swimmers. Like,
yeah, dude.
it
I,
was literally like 3 for the price of 1. I was like, fuck
it
it.
was $3.33 for every crankbait, jerkbait, and frog that they had on there. I was trying to get those frogs. I went into the store. I talked to him. I was trying to get somebody like, how
Where the
do I get
frogs
these
at?
fucking frogs, dude? And I couldn't get any of them. I did get one of the jerkbaits, but the jerkbaits and the frogs sold for $12.99 regularly, and they were selling them for $3.33 a piece. If you bought 12 frogs, they would have been $156 for those 12.
Yo,
But during this deal, that would have costed you 40.
I
I
told
was
my
just like,
wife
let me
that.
get any of those freaking frogs.
I told my wife that before I went shopping,
yeah.
and she just goes, "Whoa!" Like that was
Yeah.
her. Like she just said, "Whoa!" Someone who has no care. She'll come fishing if we're all fishing.
Yeah.
Out on the
Yeah.
boat. She got her license. She'll cast in. She
Yeah.
has no shits about fishing though, and she was just like, "Whoa!" Because I told her exactly that because that's what you
Yeah.
told me, and I'm like, by the way, 12 frogs, not uncommon. Colors, not on like
Right.
12 different colors of frogs. Totally a thing
Yeah.
somebody might do.
I was trying to get my hands on everything, every single thing that they had. The same thing with jerkbaits and stuff, because when you fish in different water clarities,
Right.
the colors
Or even
gets
different
different.
locations, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
I bought some of those crankbaits because crankbaits are great search baits. So I bought them in a couple of different colors that I don't even use because I know that eventually there's going to be a day come that I'm like, I want to fish this kind of water.
mhm,
I'm fishing this lake, it has this kind of water.
mhm,
I'm going to use this search bait that's a little bit brighter
mhm.
and try to get stuff done. I have to say, I don't know if you saw me like shaking my head.
I did.
I ran out of Dr. Pepper, so there's barely any left.
Yep.
And did we hit this on the first one? I think so. I'm drinking Dr. Pepper cream soda with Jack Daniel's honey whiskey.
Yep. For the
I
people on
had
Friday that are listening
I
to the
had
split.
a higher whiskey to like more whiskey in this one
Mhm.
than Dr. Pepper.
Oh my
And it's
god.
still fucking good.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm mind blown right now. This is nuts. You don't even have to mix
fucking
it
crazy.
strong. I finished the bottle and now I'm like, well, goddamn, it could have just done a splash. It could have just been that whiskey with a splash of this.
With this magical
Anyways,
camouflage.
it's insane. You have so many flavors in this. I think it's like a Long Island iced tea almost, like where
Oh
you
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
when you just
That
throw the fucking
much.
kitchen sink at it for
Right.
whatever reason. All the flavors like make it work somehow. You just go, I don't even know what the fuck I'm tasting anymore, but it's pretty good. So
Okay. Deals section.
deals.
Let's hit it.
I got the
Kinda
Cabela's
quick.
right here. Okay, yeah, kind of quick. So what we're dealing with here, you don't have much time. When you hear this, if you hear this and you are interested in getting stuff, go now. Because you can get literally any fishing reel or rod that you want right now. You can get a sale on as long as you have an old rod or an old reel to trade in. It does not have to be both. It can be one or the other, and it doesn't matter what they are. I'm sure if you're an avid fisherman, you have some old shit laying around.
Mhm.
I have a
Right.
bunch of random stuff in the garage that I don't use anymore. I could get this discount on so many different things. But they have the discounts because it's like it doesn't say it in here, but it's like a donation thing. They use it for like
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
and
They
I don't
donate
want
them.
to, I don't want to misquote what it is, but it's like a donation for like,
Well, it's like a nonprofit is basically
yeah,
what they're doing,
it's like an
right? Like,
unrelated, yeah, but it's like an unrelated thing to fishing too. It's like you donate those, and then that raises money for whatever charity they're dealing with.
oh,
And I
it's
forgot
not
what
a fishing
charity it
thing.
was.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
it's like
Cool.
It's fishing adjacent because you're donating reels to make it happen.
Right.
But so it goes in tiers based off of what you're purchasing.
Hold on.
But you trade
Where are we talking about?
Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops. They
Okay.
are owned by the same company. They are
now.
all Bass Pro Shops now.
Right.
So any Cabela's Bass Pro Shops, I think you have to physically go in there because you have to trade in your reel. So you have to find one. And then, yeah, whatever. But I think you might get a coupon. So if they don't have the shit in store, I think you might be able to buy it online still. If whatever. So, anyways, keep that in mind. This might not work in all circumstances because I don't know what all the rules are. I'm sure there's some sort of a stipulation.
Right.
But if you give them one of your old reels, $40 to $80 or $79.99 is going to get $10 off. And then it goes in increments up to there, all the way up to $500 and up. If it's $500 and up that you're buying, like a Daiwa Steez reel that sells for $649.99.
Jesus
and a lot of these don't go on sale because they are like the top of the top.
Yeah.
That Daiwa Steez reel is getting $100 off with this trade-in. Now, here's the other part of the deal that I know, and this is something that you can use year-round if you already have like a Sam's Club membership. I don't know if they have it at Costco, but you can get the Sam's Club. I know has $75 worth of Cabela's gift cards for $71.98.
Oh, nice.
And they don't tax that shit. So you're getting a discount on anything that you want. And I already did the math for everybody out here just for a hypothetical. The Daiwa Steez, that's $649.99. You could use 7 sets of those, and you're getting $3 off every $75, like no sale. So that's an extra $21.14 off. So now you're talking $121.14 off for your $650 rod or reel. If you've ever been thinking about getting a $650 reel, you can get one now for $528.85. Just saying.
Just saying.
That's what I'm talking about. Like if you are frugal like I am and you want nice things, but you don't want to pay full price, because I don't like paying full price ever. It bothers me. Yeah. Here's a way that you can do it. And it's like all that different stuff. You know, the different increments are like $120 to $175 is $30 off. So you're still getting some money off, and they got some of the sales going on a couple of different reels and stuff where you're able to get the sale price plus extra off. Like
by the way, I just want to say quick, you got to come watch the YouTube video. This is so dynamic with your paper fucking ad that you have and the way that, but you're so good at working the mic. You just like your voice is still on point. This needs to be on the Ocho, dude.
The Ocho, yeah. I'm just that guy that talks about the fucking big money or whatever, the stocks. I'm like that except for the deals and shit.
Right.
I got to get the fucking horns and stuff. The fucking, I got my, hey, there's a fucking deals right here. But like the Johnny Moore's signature series baitcaster reel is normally $200, and it's on sale for $179.98. And then after the trade-in, you're talking it's down to $139.98 for a $200 reel.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's that kind of shit. Also, nice. KVD crankbaits. Great crankbaits. They have their signature series at Bass Pro Shops and the regular ones that you can buy anywhere. It doesn't matter what color, what size you're talking about. It is the KVD crankbaits. You got to make sure that they're like the square bill ones, because there's other Strike King shit. It's not just the Strike King. It is the KVD.
Oh,
those are half off, dude. Just like we were talking about those other crankbaits for $3. The 13 fishing crankbaits sell for more, but they're half off. So you're looking at another like $3 and whatever cent crankbaits. And I have so many fucking crankbaits now because of these deals. Because I went and bought 3 of the KVD ones, and I think I got 6 of the 13 fishing ones. So I got 9 new crankbaits in different colors and stuff. And they're all going to have their time
in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. But also, more deals and stuff to come. But just always be out there looking at the different stuff. I get this shit in the mail with the Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops and stuff. But Fleet Farm, if you want to see what Fleet Farm's got going on, just go to their website and click on the weekly ad. The weekly ad
I
will
know.
show you different stuff. I just got my nephew a Daiwa Regal reel that sells for $64.99 regularly for $40.
Nice.
I don't know if he'll watch this. That was kind of a surprise for him. Whatever. If he sticks around this long,
good for him.
He's gonna get it the next week anyways. But yeah. And I got, oh dude, also this isn't really even a deal, but I gotta say this because I thought it was cool as shit. Okay. I bought him a Cast King rod, and it's a 2-piece, right?
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
so you can fit in some, like, it comes apart for smaller movement, right?
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
2-piece you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep. I technically or not technically, but I prefer to have a 1-piece rod. Yeah. Because I've had some issues with the 2-piece rods in the past, but I had cheap, shitty 2-piece rods. I've never had a nice 2-piece rod. Okay. This is a nicer one. Cast King is a decent one. We've talked about the Piscifun or Piscifun is what I think I've called it before, but I think I've heard other people pronounce it Piscifun. Those two get you a little bit better.
Rapala,
Right, exactly.
Tomato.
Those two companies are like an e-commerce, like you're only finding them on websites.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Online,
you said that.
and then both of those you can get through Amazon. So if you got Prime, you can get free shipping on a lot of that shit and stuff too. Mm-hmm. But those ones have quality stuff at a little bit cheaper price than what you're seeing with some of the other manufacturers and stuff. But the rod that I got for him was a Cast King, and I think they had a little bit of a sale on the rod I bought, but the real deal that came in with that one is I've never seen this before. Maybe they've had it before and I've just never seen it in any other company, but it was basically 2 rods in one because it's that 2-piece. Mm-hmm. It's a medium butt rod. So like, it comes apart in the middle from the middle to the reel seat, like the handle, that's 1 piece. But it comes with 2 different rod tips. One's a medium and one's a medium heavy.
No way.
It's literally like 2 rods in one.
It's a 2-piece, like a literal 2-piece with a chain.
Yeah. Dude. So you get 3 pieces when you order it because it's literally like take off this, stick this one on. It's a medium. Gonna fish a little bit heavier. Pull this shit off. Put this one on medium heavy.
No way.
And the reason I got him that was because we went to Cabela's together and we were picking out some stuff and he grabbed a couple of like top water baits that were a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, hell yeah, dude, get them. And then I was kind of thinking about what he had for a setup. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, he can't really be tossing that shit with what he's got. Mm-hmm. And I was looking around and I found that and I'm like, that medium heavy will huck those things. And I was like, but then he needs a bigger reel for that. And then I found that Daiwa on a deal and I got him like the 3000 series. So he's got a bigger reel with a bigger rod ready to cast that shit. So dude, he's set up and I'm always out there.
Awesome.
If anybody, I'll throw this out there too. I don't know what it takes to become a buyer for a fishing company. Mm-hmm. I like shopping for fishing stuff almost as much as I like fishing.
So I was just gonna say we actually made I made a fucking because I did. I remember this because I did a little thing and I was like, hey, if anybody out there is hiring, you got to listen to this because this guy, Tim, he's like, I remember doing that and saying like, you need to hire Tim.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say?
Right.
Like,
well, that's basically it. But also I worked in sales at the same time and I can also, I'm always looking for deals out there. Mm-hmm. I can totally help justify why we're spending that much money in the first place, though. Like how Cast King. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I really got a deal on that. I don't think it was on sale. Mm-hmm. But because it was that 2 rods in one.
Right.
Shut it down, bro. We don't need a sale. I got my value,
Right.
That's what we got to do is just produce that value. And I'm sure like the Daiwa Steez at $650 and the fucking Shimano Stella that's $699.99 for a spinning reel.
Right.
Like I'm sure all that stuff has their selling points. I just don't know what they all are because I haven't really dug deep into these $700 reels because that's a bit out of my price range.
Right. Yeah. And the technology and the R&D and all this stuff is like captured inside the company. How do you get that out
Yeah.
to the public through,
Right.
like for you as a buyer, you would be like, okay, send me the Iowa rep.
Yeah.
Make that rep tell me what they're doing in the factory. And
Right.
then bam, from there you go, okay, I'll take 1,000 of them. And
Yep.
here's why. And then you get to pass that down to all your sales reps on the floor. And yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Also, like,
Because you love research and you can
if
totally pass it
yeah,
on. Like that's why we have the Real AF TV podcast, because we're good at like plain, simple learning. Just don't make it too complicated. Make it easy to
have
understand.
fun. That's what it's the whole reason we wanted to do this is I felt like other fishing shows can be sometimes too serious, or like the John B can be way over the fucking top and make everything to
Yes.
be more than it is. And I
Right.
want somewhere in the middle.
Right.
I want real reactions where people are just having fun trying to do stuff out there.
Right.
And that's the other thing. Like, I feel like this is almost like a job interview now, but like if I had to work my way up and you're like, you got to go work one of the sportsman shows, and I'm the guy where you just give the mic and I'm just up there, I'm the guy that's like talking to everybody, telling them about how this new lure is going to be the new shit.
Right.
I'd be excited to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
I know I'm not a pro, so there's shit that I'm not going to be able to do, like KVD taking the newest lure, tossing it into the tank of fish.
Yeah, the demo
But maybe
tank.
that would even help you out. I know how to fish. Have some guy nobody's heard of catch a bunch of fish.
Right. Yeah.
KVD can do that shit all day. People be like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, he's a
his
fucking
wrist
pro, so I mean, what do you
Yeah.
expect? Like, if I give Kevin Garnett a basketball, he's gonna fucking dunk it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like whatever.
Did you see how he pointed his pointer finger when he twitched that and then moved his pinky like that? It's a trick, I think. He moved. It's all on the wrist. It's all. I've been
He's probably wearing a fucking VR
years.
headset.
He's got the sonar. He's got the forward facing sonar in there with the fucking cheat codes, bro. That's how he's catching them.
Up, down, down, left, right. Am I right?
Yeah. For 3 years now, they've been feeding those bass that's in that tank hot dogs that look just like that lure. No brainer's going to catch them. I suppose that wouldn't help my case anymore. That's probably the argument they would make while I'm up there.
Yeah, right. But you're still making good points. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this shit up. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Remember that there is a comment section in Spotify now. There is a comment section on YouTube, of course. We're watching those. realaf.tv/contact. You can just email us. There is actually a pop-up on, from what I understand, well, on Spotify. There's a question at the end. Interact with us at the end of the questions, or at the end of the podcast, whatever. On Spotify. Spotify is doing some pretty cool stuff like that. Google is ending their Google podcast service. They're moving all the way over to YouTube, and there's a good reason why, because people like us who are doing the video podcast and the audio podcast are now able to be accommodated by one location through YouTube, where you can just turn off the video,
right,
and then you just get the audio one. Boom, it's that simple.
Basically doing what Spotify is doing already.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Also, we're not on video on Spotify because it takes a little bit of extra effort, which we're not going to get into right now. But we could if we wanted to. So if you are on Spotify and you are super into the idea of getting video on there, let us know. I know how to. We're just not doing it. It takes a lot of extra effort.
Right.
But if the extra effort pays off, I'm in.
Right. And if you hear that and you say, but I really would like to see the video, you do have the option of seeing this on video on YouTube, because it is there right now.
That's right. Thank you, Tim.
But if you really want to see it on Spotify because you prefer to click that green, whatever the fuck it is.
Wi-Fi
I don't know.
icon. That's what I call it.
There you go.
But speaking of paying off and stuff like that, patreon.com/@realaftv. You probably heard it in the break. If you didn't, then you've seen this on the Friday. We are over there. If you want to toss a couple bucks our way.
Yeah.
It's not a permanent thing. You can jump on and off. You know, you can like jump on for a month.
Yep.
Give us a couple bucks. Peace out. That's cool.
It does go towards production. We're
Yes.
not out here just being like, if you give us $3.33, I'll get another lure.
Right. No, all of that money is filtered back into production for sure. That's it, Tim. Right?
That's all I can think of.
Yeah. I want to see that Bill dance card again. Show the people. Show the people that Bill dance card again.
I'm going fishing.